Outlaws, outlaws, outlaws. What it do? Monday night, Outlaw Radio, live from the basement. The first show of the week. We're on Mondays and Wednesdays, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time until we cut the machine off. Welcome to the show. I am Kevin Barnes, the host of Outlaw Radio, the mayor of Chocolate City, the mouthpiece with a movement, aka the Negro Whisperer. The world-class smartass is in the building. Four and four, stand up. How y'all doing tonight? Hope everything is going lovely for you. I am not alone. I got my co-host with me, my longtime compadre, Mr. Carter. What's popping with you, my brother? How you doing tonight?
Hey, I'm all right, man. The House of Vitality is what's popping. If you ain't been there, you better get there. I am the black woman lover, the black man's brother, the culture teacher, hood healer, the ghetto witch doctor. I'm your holistic health wellness coach, Kamar Carter. Peace. I'm also the one that brings you Nature Nature Urban Supplements and Vitality and the House of Vitality, where you can get both of them. Or you can go to Facebook, Nature Nature Urban Supplements, or you go to the House of Vitality on Facebook, and somebody gonna point you in my direction on how to get yours or how to make it down there to the Sherman Phoenix, 3536 West Fond du Lac Avenue, y'all. Come on down and get you a smoothie.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Support black businesses. And I wanted to shout out the homie. Well, he's my he's not my friend, but I know him very well. And I just realized it's the one of the owners of Buffalo Boss, who congratulations to them are opening a
Oh,
brick and
yeah.
mortar on 27th, the old Arthur Treachers. If you know, you know. But I
Mm-hmm.
realized from looking at this brother Taj, and I'm like, I used to work at St. Charles with that brother. And what's significant about it is is he's from New York, he's from Brooklyn.
Yeah.
And we worked the third shift together at St. Charles, and all we did was argue about hip hop all night. Because to
Mm-hmm.
him, New
Yeah, he'll
York,
do that with you. He'll do
yeah,
that with
yeah.
you.
I thought he said Jay-Z was his cousin or something like that. For real, for real. Like he was, I mean, this dude, like the whole shift, me and him just went back and forth about hip hop and about the East Coast versus the West Coast versus everybody else was real hip hop. So shout out to him and congratulations, man. I seen that. I watched it on the news and I said, that's Taj. You worked
Yeah.
at St. Charles with me, man. So shout out to that brother, man. But yeah, man, I hope y'all had a good weekend. Trust me, trust me, trust me. I need for you to share the show. There's so many new platforms coming, and I just don't want nobody to forget about who the OGs are on this thing. I've been doing it for a long time. So share the show, share the show, share the show. Real, what it do with you, man? How you living tonight?
Chilling, I'm good. How y'all doing this evening?
Great.
Man, chilling, 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 man, chilling.
For sure.
Glad you are here, Outlaw Radio, live from the basement. What we do on Mondays. So what they talking about? Well, everything on Monday night. Everything. What has happened, right? If you have something that you want to contribute to the conversation, please call the number. It's 262-202-5131. 262-202-5131. Chat room is always on deck. Jesse Parrish, aka Shay Nkrumah, said, "Peace, Outlaw. We keep missing each other." And what
Peace,
happened with Sean? Hashtag free Sean Moore, Shay Nkrumah from the Mile High Income City Frontline Black News and Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sean had some difficulties. We'll hear from him. Well, I wouldn't even say difficulties. I say some tribulations. That's typically what it is, just a challenge to see how you move and how you persevere. So, from what I'm hearing, things are looking pretty good. So we'll probably hear from him. I see you, Ewok. He said Walk's World. Y'all give it up for Ewok, man. Ewok suffered a tough one yesterday. Ewok's a Bear fan. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He's a
Yeah.
Bear fan. And not only is Ewok a Bear fan, he's a very loudmouth, vocal, arrogant
Definitely.
Bear fan.
Definitely. For no reason.
Right. Well, he's from Chicago, so
Well, I'm just saying, like, there's no
right.
reason to be arrogant about the Bears. You know what I'm saying? So, for no reason. You know what I'm saying? All for no reason.
Right. I mean, it's the Bears. It's the Bears. Nobody's excited about the Bears, unless you got to live in Chicago. Nobody outside Chicago likes the Bears, or that
Hey,
ain't from
but he
Chicago.
was fired up before the game, too.
Oh, he called it a week ago, like this how the Packers gonna be looking and yada yada yada. Shout out to Jordan Love, a black quarterback. I know people seen his mama. I don't know where his daddy at. Mama straight white. And it's funny because I thought about what was said on the show. Who on here said if your mama ain't white, if your mama ain't black, you ain't black? Who said
Yeah, I
that?
said that. It all
Okay.
depends on how you raise. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Hey. That brother had a full fro. He got a full fro. It's a brother involved somewhere. He wasn't at the game, so I don't know what this deal on that. Don't that make him more black if you don't know his daddy? Damn, that was a fucked up joke. You for real black. You don't know your
That just
nigga
means
for real.
he ain't had no contribution, so you might see the world through the lens and perspective of that other side. You know.
right. You might be a DeBarge. We don't know. Um, Ewok said, I wouldn't say arrogant, bro. You doing too much. And you deserve it. I mean, this brother has his. I told him, man. Shout out to Ewok. Me and Ewok converse a lot off the show, right? And so I told him last night, like, not only do you wear a Bears jersey, but you wear like a throwback Gale Sayers jersey. It's like, come on, man. Like, at least do Walter Payton or something, man. I mean, I get it, Gale Sayers, but it was like the 50s. Niggas wasn't even free yet. But yeah, man. Shout out to the walk, man. Shout out to the walk. I'm glad everybody's here. Once again, y'all share the show, share the show, share the show. Call the show 262-202-5131. This is the show that is the voice of the 414 on a socio-political level. I understand that we're not gossip. We're not, this ain't no show about street niggas and who the realest and who a snitch and this kind of thing. It ain't an interview, a session for entertainers. Our show is more often than not very serious and very poignant. So I feel like people think this is for the old people. And I think we might be. I'm damn near 50. So if not now, then when? We all have to mature sooner or later. And so I realize our platform is a little bit different from what you're gonna see come down the pipe. But we talk about it's social commentary for us. It's social criticism. It gets political, it gets religious, it gets spiritual, it gets nasty. Sometimes it gets street in a very sophisticated way. So if you're saying right now, okay, why should I listen to this over the other things? You go ahead and listen to them, and I'm sure you'll see the differences in our approaches. And they all work. They're all good. I'm not saying that theirs are less than mine. I'm saying we know our lane. So this is what we do. This is what we do. Outlaw Radio. It's for the grown folks. Shout out to Mama Jenkins. She said, good evening, my Outlaw family. Let's make it do what it do. Good old Milwaukee. Sean Moore is going to be freed. Yes, sir. Hashtag free Sean Moore. Free Sean Moore. Free the brother. People say, what'd he do? I'm not going to go over his legal jacket on the show. Just know that it's so trivial in a way that he should in fact be free. Like, come on, man. Stop it. There's no need to incarcerate that man at this point. Now I do have something else to start the show off. I think y'all got anybody y'all want to shout out? Maybe y'all encountered somebody this weekend, or you conversed with someone and you say, you know what, I got to shout this brother or this sister out. Anybody got anything like that before we jump into the deep end?
Oh yeah. Right quick. I want to give old Louie from Pete's Fruit Market a good shout out. You know what I mean? He blessed me with a whole bunch of watermelon and juice up for the family. So you know what I mean? I got this huge watermelon sale going on. You know what I mean? You get 4 of them for $20. 4 fresh watermelon juices for $20, y'all.
Okay. Now is that sea moss infused as well?
Nah, it's just straight watermelon juice.
It's straight watermelon juice. I got to hit you up on that.
I knew it wasn't a big shout out, you know what I mean? But hey, man,
that's all good. You shouted out your joint.
Hey, I was trying to figure something out, you know what I mean? But they do be looking out for a player, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And you say watermelon juice is very healthy for you, correct?
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely very good for you.
I got to get my hands on some of that, so I'm gonna do some business with you. I've been meaning to get back on the CMOS joints anyways. I was on them for a minute, then I stopped. So I got to give it. So I'll holler at you, man. Shout out to you if you listening to the show. You know what? Like I said, the support we receive for this show is incredible. And trust me, there's things in the making just to step things up a little bit. I don't want to talk about that. I want to start off with something different. Shout out to Erica Hunt. How you doing, sis? What it do?
Peace.
Listen, I want to say this because there's been some photographs going around, right? Like and they've gone viral in the city of and a video now of my brother Cuckoo Cow. Um so I wanted to just talk about this whole Cuckoo Cow thing for a minute and give it some light and give this brother his flowers. First of all, let me say I know him. He's an acquaintance. He's a neighborhood partner. You know what I'm saying? Didn't grow up in our hood, but lived in our hood and was there for a minute and was with the, down for the hood.
Mm-hmm.
And a good dude. That Cuckoo ain't got a bad bone in his body. I never heard him speak foul on anyone. I've never seen him out of pocket, aggressive, violent. Anytime I've ever seen him has been jokes and laughs, and one thing he will do is he'll spit. I don't care where you see him, any Cuckoo spit one. All right, well, check this one out, and he'll go into it. Now, like everybody else, he has his demons, he has his issues, he has things that he's dealing with. No different from nobody else. But these photographs and this video depicts him in a very foul way, right? And it's sad on one hand because, like I'm saying, I know him, and maybe you caught him on a bad day or whatever. I haven't talked to the brother in a while, so I don't really know where he's actually, how he's doing or whatnot. But every time I've ever seen him, if he was always presentable. He didn't look like, oh, he looked smoked out or whatever. He was a crackhead. I just think it's a lot of people who just wait. If you get any success, you just wait for someone to have issues or have a go through some tough times. He's admitted on his doc. If you ever seen his documentary, he admits
Mm-hmm.
they talk about his substance abuse issues. It's not funny. That ain't no joke. So, oh, look at this dude. He's, oh, that's him. Oh, whatever. He's ashy. He look like burnt out. Whatever. It's all foul shit, right? And a lot of people just would do that to do just because of who he is and what he's accomplished coming out of this rat hole, right? You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Cuckoo Cow, man. Much love to the brother. Like I said, if I seen him right now, to be cared, this is somebody who I know, and everybody go through tough times, man. Everybody goes through it. Motherfucker catch you on the wrong day and take a picture of you at the gas station. Damn, Kamar looking bad.
Hey, Kev, most people that got something to say got something fucked up about themselves that they hide too.
Right,
Okay.
right.
You know what I'm saying? That's usually how it goes. And it sucks because black people love to see one another motherfucker fall. I was just listening to that some Killer Mike joints today, man, and he was referencing Farrakhan speaking. And he was talking about when you see a man fall, don't laugh.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because you on your way up. And the same temptations that caused him to fall were the same weaknesses we fall suspect to. You know what I mean? Like, not saying that you wind up on crack or something, you know what I mean? But it's some other kind of desirable that you may need in your life. You know what I'm saying? That could be your downfall. You dig what I'm saying? Like, we all got them vices, you know what I mean? And it just sucks how black people look for somebody. And see, Cuckoo Cowden did some shit ain't nobody done in Milwaukee.
Ever.
Say what you want.
Ever.
You know what I mean? Say what you want. You say
Yeah.
you like Milwaukee hip hop. He the only motherfucker with a #1 song.
Soul Train, been on Soul Train, been on
You know what I
stages
mean?
with
Right.
Motherfucker
In
want
the
to talk
basement.
about him doing dope and shit. You know what I'm saying? Then to talk about his accomplishments. Some positive shit what he done for the city. Some doors he done opened up for these young motherfuckers that's out here rapping. You know what I mean? They'd rather talk about that shit. That one video. What about all the music videos he did?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Where he looking fly, where he doing his thing. You know
On
what I
top.
mean? I done traveled down to Atlanta and Alabama with him. It was a video shoot with him, Busy Bone, and our manager. And I'm gonna tell you, man, motherfuckers. This was back then though, when it was hot, right? Motherfuckers was loving Cuckoo Cow across the country. You know what I mean? We way down in Kentucky. I think we was on our way home. We was in Kentucky, at some gas station, like in the middle of the woods, some motherfucking where, right? On our way home, about 4 in the morning, 3, 4 in the morning, a car pull up. It was this white girl and a black girl. They pull up and we was walking into the gas station. They both holler out, "Girl, there go Cuckoo Cow," and start singing in my projects and shit. I mean, we was in Atlanta in a breakfast shop. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers lined up for his autograph. We trying to eat breakfast. You know what I'm saying? But a nigga would rather talk about him doing dope at this point in his life. You know what I mean? And like you said, he done had the documentary. He been had this bug. If anybody been ever
And not
had,
that we're saying, come on, not that we're saying he was, on that he was off dope or that he smokes dope. I don't know that he smokes crack. I'm saying what the we know what
yeah,
the indication was.
well, that's what I'm saying. But he said that though on his documentary.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's something that people know. That motherfuckers knew it back then. You know what I mean? But like I said, now it's like people would rather point out was fucked up. You know what I mean? Because like I
Right.
say, it get the attention off them for the moment.
Exactly. I mean, it's just fun sometimes for people to just laugh at other people's pain, I guess. And once again, but I understand. I am an old fogey, but I do understand this is the internet age. This is the social media age. This is the everybody has a phone, a camera on their phone age. So I do understand when you see somebody who's a public figure, it's only natural for people to say, "Damn," you know what I'm saying? Like, this is so and so and so. It's just that when you revere someone, and I think our generation in particular, we kind of revere Cuckoo because he really put the city on the map. Like he did what all these artists from here want to do. Summertime, you got a #1 hit, traveling
Number
across the country, doing videos, bringing love, showing love to the hood and all that. That's what all these rappers want to do, and he did it. So I just didn't feel like I feel like us being Outlaw Radio, and we always say 414 versus everybody. To me, it includes showing love to the cats from here who have done something that deserves. Like I said, I was talking about a couple weeks ago about Baby Drew, who has a podcast coming out, ironically, and I was saying I felt left out because I didn't get invited to the movie premiere, and I said that Drew's been on my show a couple different times. We ain't partners. I understand, but people saying, "Well, you said something bad about him," but I didn't because I gave it up to say, to me, he's one of not just from Milwaukee. He's one of the best rappers I've ever heard. His music, that Country Boy Baby Drew stuff was some of the best stuff I ever heard, period. And I said that. I gave him his props. So I don't shit on other brothers from Milwaukee who done got out here and made a name for themselves. Unless they try to shit on me, then I get down. Right? I get in where I fit in. Well, I know you know about Cuckoo. I know because he's from the hood. Like you've been probably seen him all through the hood.
Oh yeah, I met Cuckoo. And like you said, he ain't never had no he never had no foul energy. He joked, talk fast, and spit real hard. You know what I'm saying? So shit, I didn't know if that was really him in the pictures. I just seen the pictures. I didn't see a video.
Yeah.
But I mean, I remember the documentary, and he was just shit. If I never know him for anything else, I've never known him to not be real.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? He gonna tell you the shit that he
right. He gonna say it.
You know what I'm saying? So, and like shit, I've always said he's one of my favorites. Shit, Country Boy Click, Cuckoo Cal, Ali G. It's a bunch of cats from Milwaukee that's older cats that I
G2 a key.
A G2 a key, yeah, older cats that I grew up listening to because my uncle listened to him. You know what I'm saying? So, shit. Always been a favorite. I was happy as fuck when they finally did that Cuckoo Cal Baby Drew verses at that one spot. You know what I'm saying? I tuned in to the live to see it go down, but it just made me think about it was a quote Dave Chappelle said one time that said, when a hero stumble, cowards rejoice, because it ain't nothing more than a coward want to see than a hero stumbling, because it damn near validates they're never trying in their own mind. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like, see, that's why you shouldn't even try, because you just gonna fall off. No, that brother, shit, I seen his videos on BET, on Rap City, the basement.
I mean, he was there. He was there, man. He was there.
I seen him perform with Juvie. You know, he had a video with Juvie and shit. Like, so, man, he's done a lot of shit that a lot of Milwaukee rappers before or after him wasn't able to achieve. So, if it is him, if he is falling on difficult times, I really hope that he make it through this like the other times he made it through, and we really got to just show people more empathy and love, because especially around these times we going into fall, so we about to get less sunlight. We gonna go outside less, so in this time of season depression skyrockets because your body does react to losing daylight, losing sunlight. Your circadian rhythm get fucked. So this is when people catch colds, this is when people get depression and shit like that. So this is the time you really want to be a little more kind than everybody else.
Unless they run down there and get that new COVID vaccine that they just approved. Oh, you ain't got to worry about it if you get that. Dion said, man, what up with the guys? What's happening with you, Dion? Love, 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 love. Shout out to everybody in the chat room. Shout out to all the sneak listeners. If you're listening and you don't want to be acknowledged, we appreciate your support. He said, it seems like I ain't seen you niggas in a while. Well, it's been a week almost, Dion, since last Wednesday. So yeah, it has been a while, homie. Ewok said Rodgers got hurt after only 3 plays. No, he did not.
Dog, you good shit.
No, he did not.
Damn, man, I wanted him to play the whole season. Shit.
Well, I mean, I don't know if that means the season over, but
first round pick.
I don't know if his season over, but I mean, he said he got hurt. Man, shout out to Aaron Rodgers.
That motherfucker might be doing that shit so the Packers don't get the first round pick.
Like, fuck y'all. Hey, Truly, what it do, homie? Dion, you have a very good point. DMX smoked crack too. So did Rick James. So did George Clinton. Right? Mm-hmm. I mean, with the name of so did Marvin Gaye, for all intents and purposes.
A lot of y'all favorite artists.
Right, Michael Jackson was a needle with the give me my milk.
Yeah,
horse tranquilizers.
Nobody talked about him. He drunk Jesus juice.
Yeah, man. Literally. I'm saying, like, for real. Like, that's what killed him.
He called it Jesus juice.
I mean, I thought that's what he gave the little boys, the little wine. He gave him some Mad Dog.
That wine, that Jesus juice.
This is Jesus
juice. He had some too.
We drink it in the church.
I think they said what killed Mike was that damn, like, basically that fentanyl that people on now type.
That was a mixture though that he called his milk, right? Mm-hmm. It was a mixture that the doctors.
I think it was a black doctor that went down.
It was. He took the fall for that shit. He fell on the sword hard, the motherfucker. Right. I'm just saying, I'm not excusing anything. I'm at the point in my life where I'd rather offer. See, this also resonates to me because I got a couple homeboys, right, that I knew from back in the days who was real brothers, who was down, who was, there was real factors. And I see a couple of them are homeless now, or a couple of them are doing really bad now from whatever, dealing with whatever issues. And when I see them, I don't care even if I don't have a lot. It's, man, can you give me, you got $1 or something? Well, what you want out the stove? Like, here, like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't end up paying $11 for a pack of cigarettes for a brother just because I knew him from back in the days and I see him dealing with his demons. And I'd be like, man, what can I can't do nothing else for you. So my point is, love to Cuckoo Cal, man. Love to you, my brother. And like Rail said, I know you resilient because I know you. And I know you're recovered.
He's been doing this for a long time, man. He's going to be all right.
Hey, been going through this, man. This has been a thing. And the good thing about it is he won't lie to you about it if you see him.
That's right.
Man.
He really hell.
Probably got a song already written about it.
Shit, so, you got a bunch of them.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Shout out to
hey, remember him and Drew they had that album together. What was it? They was
Cocaine
talking
about
Cowboys.
Come on, man. This shit ain't nothing new. Motherfuckers just want something to talk about.
And once again, shout out to Drew. Drew came on here, and this was a while ago, the first time he came, and we referenced the drug stuff, and he said, shit, I'm high right now. It was like, okay. I mean, if you can own it, and you can then maybe you can master it. Right. You can get over it. If you're in denial, it's a bigger issue. Exactly. But shout out to that brother, man, and shout out to his family. Right. Shout out to his kids and his family, man. Real close to my neighborhood, the Cottrells. So yeah. But yeah, man. Now the next big thing is I really wanted a lot of people in here for this because this is a hot topic. And once again, it's one of the things that we do on this show in which we discuss something or we point something out and we say that don't quite look right. Or we say there's some bullshit going on down there. What the fuck? And so for a very long time, we've been questioning the strategy and the implementation of programming of the Office of Violence Prevention and 414 Life. Because what I'm noticing more is that now these things are split up into entities. And they've tried to have each one stand on its own and be a different thing, but still, I guess, operate in conjunction with the others, whatever would have you. But then we find out, and this is not the worst problem in the world, but this is very fishy, that they had procured $12 million from the government for the American Recovery Act, the COVID money. And to this point, they had only spent $2 million of it. So they were in effect sitting on $10 million. Now, keep in mind, I guess there were some initiatives that people, as soon as they found out they had this money, different organizations said, okay, well, let's get in. And they haven't been paid yet, right? And so Ashanti Hamilton, who's the director, former alderman, says, well, we didn't want to just spend the money fast. We didn't want to spend it frivolously. We just wanted to get it out here. Frivolously, we just wanted to get it out here. And I mean, have it, and when we put it out here, make it happen. But people say, well, in one of the worst summers, the times that we're having with violence in our community on this show, we kept saying, well, what are they doing? And everybody's like, well, y'all hating. There's people there who work there who really doing the work and this and that. And we saying we get that, but it doesn't seem like their initiatives are having any impact. Well, come to find out now, there's that. Well, we short-staffed. It takes time for paperwork to go through. Things have to be processed and all this. And I'm like, if somebody did some work for you 7 months ago and they still ain't paid, how fucking long do you got your sister filling out the paperwork by hand? Like, this is once again an example of a entity in Milwaukee that is dysfunctional. Now we can say this. And you say, why would you say it's dysfunctional? Because anytime you're fiscally irresponsible, my guess is a lot of other shit is fucked up too. Especially if you're dealing with people and you're not paying those people. You got a lot of angry phone calls every morning, right? You got a lot of invoices that stacked up, and who's passing the buck saying, no, you fill them out, you fill them out, you fill them out. I want to talk about the OVP thing tonight because I think now is a good time to talk about it because now the money on the table. Initially a $3 million budget, got $12 million, right? So now we're talking about in totality of all the money we have available, some $15 million. Does it look like there's $6 or $7 million of anti-violence initiatives or violence prevention initiatives going on right now? I would say no. I would say I don't see it. Vince Tony, what it do, man? How you doing? Welcome to Outlaw Radio. Y'all hit me up 262-202-5131. Outlaw Radio. Talk to me. I mean, we've been saying, well, what's going on down there? What's going on? What are they doing? And well, we don't know. It's violence, it's COVID, it's drugs, it's trauma, it's single fathers. And so we like, damn, so they just can't do shit. Well, the fact of the matter is they ain't been doing shit, basically. If you sitting on $10 million and you owe people, I don't understand how this even looks even plausible to the leadership. I'm thinking maybe they should remove the brother Ashanti from being in charge. I don't know. And he said, well, it'll all be gone pretty soon. Well, yeah, I know you're going to spend it now. It seemed like that money was sitting there while people was trying to figure out how they can get some of it without getting caught. I'm just going to put that out there.
That's what it sound like.
I'm just going to put that out there. What you saying?
We're going to leave it here. We're going to leave it here until they forget about it.
All right. Well, they don't know.
Yeah.
And keep in mind, this is also, and I know somebody out there is a bigger expert on this than myself. Please call in, hit the chat room. That's what we do on Outlaw Radio. We don't mind being wrong at all. And we appreciate getting corrected. There was some secret money allegedly months ago, that a pool of money that the mayor didn't know about. Remember? that the brother Reggie Moore was in charge of kind of giving out and being able to pay certain things. Where's that money? Is it all gone? Is the initial $3 million that you got as an operating budget, has that been spent? I mean, if you can just sit on $10 million, I'm thinking y'all must be already doing pretty well. I don't know. Y'all tell me. I just feel like it's something funny going on. And once again, we say, no wonder. No wonder that shit ain't getting better. A said, what up, Kev? Milwaukee is known for its bullshit, willful bureaucracy. Erica Hunt said they all dysfunctional. Vince Tony said, what about Reggie Moore? It seems like there's some sort of triangle here. I don't know. I'm not an investigator. Allegedly. He said it's always somebody stealing. That's Ace Cooley. Shout out to Ace Cooley. T. Arthur, good evening, Kevin Kamar Real and the Outlaw family. How you doing, my sister? How you doing, Erica? How you doing, T. Arsha? I'm saying Erica and T. Arsha. She said they put 10 million out one hot dog at a time. Right. How many hot dogs you? That used to be a running joke when I worked in community organizing. And each neighborhood association, I don't know how they do it now, but back then, each like those block clubs that you see and all this, they would be able to come to a table and get a certain amount of money for Safe and Sound to do outreach. So to give us their material so we can go out into the community and go door to door, a lot of people, a lot of organizations would just say, y'all handle that for us. And so I would say to them, damn, they got how much from the CDBG money? So one of my coworkers would be like, oh, they got $2 million. I'd be like, that's a lot of hot dogs, because that's all they do is throw block parties and give out hot dogs to the kids. So we always say that's a lot of hot dogs. Let me see. Vince Tony says 414 Life is funded by OVP. Under Reggie Moore, under the Medical College of Wisconsin. Okay. So like I said, these are kind of sister organizations. They kind of coexist. So 414 Life is funded by the Office of Violence Prevention. Mama Jenkins said OVP is not doing shit. I'm gonna call and see if they will hire Sean Moore. Sean is coming at all of them asses. Woo! Wouldn't that be something?
Work for him.
If Sean Moore was in charge of the Office of Violence Prevention, that would be something else. That would be something else. I wouldn't be mad at that. I could just sit back and look and just watch and say, let me see what you do, Sean. But I mean, I do think this needs to be and who's to say, I mean, Ashanti's from the hood, he's from the city. I don't know. When you start playing politics and you start talking about bureaucracy and red tape, shit can get really complicated. I just feel like there needs to be some sort of dependable audit system starting now for all these individuals who are playing in our face with tax money. That's ours anyways. I think there needs to be like immediate audits that are accessible online so you can go and see them. I think more people will feel inclined to donate to causes, if that's the case. People say, because, administrative fees. That's another social services thing. When you say they gave us $12 million, but we had administrative fees. Tiasha said, she says, they give them the money, but they have to get permission from the city to spend it. They did Urban League and Wisconsin Women's Business Initiative that same way. Okay, so they couldn't spend the money. After all this time, they have not been able to. They said, no, not yet. Not yet. When they didn't implicate that in the article. The Common Council is actually being active in kind of pressing this issue now. That's another thing. That's in the People's News Network, as they should. I think at a time like this, where the state that our city is in, it's time to question everything, ain't it? It's time to look at the school system. It's time to look at the economy. It's time to look at public works and public service and taxation and education. It's time to look into everything. That's what I feel when it comes to the state of the city right now. And nobody should be offended. You ain't got nothing to hide. Let me see. Vince says, I'll be asking for an audit of how every dollar has been allocated since 2016. Oh, man, throw the community development block grant money in there, Vince. Make sure you don't forget that. That's about a $20 million, ain't it? I'm thinking. Erica said it wouldn't matter. They know how to make check stubs and invoices. Man, how deep does the rabbit hole go? Where the money at? Where the bread at? I like, especially at a time when we hear that, hey, well, the city will be basically broke next year. Well, that's what they was telling us. We're on a fiscal cliff. If we don't do these taxes increases, the city will fail next year. It will become Chicago, Wisconsin. Right? A lot of people saying that's bullshit. That's bullshit. That's not true. That's a half truth. For too long, leaders here have been allowed to get away with murder. They've been allowed to cheat and smoke the books and do all kinds of crooked shit, and more money goes their way and less money goes towards the community. And it's just a fact. It's just a fact. Nobody can even get offended by this. If you are one of those leaders, or if you work for one of them, or you're in their organization, you might be saying, well, why are he calling us out? He don't know what he's talking about and all this. I would just say to you, look at your life and look at the people who you supposedly serve. If you are an alderman and you make $90,000 a year, and let's just say you represent 53206, and the median income for Black families in Milwaukee is $29,500, less than $30,000 median income, and you make $90,000 a year just to represent them, you can say, I grew up over there and all this, but you can't identify with them. You're not. There's such a disconnect. I think it should be mandatory that, I guess, no, it should be mandatory that you actually live in your district. I'm gonna fuck around and say it. Like if you should have to get you a house in 53206. Like, okay, I bet your ass get up then and come downtown every morning with some shit to talk about. Like, look, man, we need more police patrols. They were shooting all night, nigga. I couldn't sleep. You get your ass right out to the burbs and go to sleep. This is another effect of this, the removal of this residency requirement shit. We need to re-implement that. If you want our money, then you gotta do what we say. Now, we don't have to do what you say. Let me see. Eagle Eyes, my brother, how you doing? We'll talk tonight. Checking in with work. He and I will converse tonight. Big things popping. Erica Hunt said they still getting away with it. Absolutely. Mama Jenkins, every day is homicides and there's no prevention of no kind. We got people got shot at Juneteenth Day. Okay. Think about that, Milwaukee. Young people got shot at Juneteenth Day. Okay. Think about all of the massacres, all of the heinous car crashes and stabbings and shootings, babies in the city, 1, 2 years old. Think about all this stuff. I'm not trying to make it hurt worse. I'm just saying, would you, as a leader of an organization that is supposed to be essential to doing away with this or prevent this violence, would you feel comfortable saying, well, let's just sit on this money until we figure out what to do with it? Or would you be like, man, we got to figure out a way to get this money into the community, man. We got to come up with some initiatives. And it ain't about giving money away. It's about creating, educational opportunities and access to some economic development. I don't, at this point, giving Black people checks is pretty much, to me, I don't think it, because that's just going to drive inflation up more. Just like we said, get them fast food workers $17 an hour at McDonald's. That's why a goddamn Big Mac costs $12. And it's on the owners. I'm not mad at the workers for getting more, but the owner said, oh shit, well, that just justifies us raising the prices. Now your ass pay $20 for a value meal. That's no longer a value. They should just call that shit a meal. You want a meal? Don't say value meal. Motherfucker, just say you want a meal, what you want. Let me see. She said 22,400 is a better number for single households. A 2-family household income is closer to 30. That's why I said median income. The median income, meaning the total of everybody in the house. I wasn't even thinking I'm glad you straightened that. You made a point of that. So if you're a single household, single person, single parent, your average is 22,000, which is even more paltry than 29. So now, and you got, I don't know, 5, 6, 7,000 of those people living next door to each other in this district, and you make 90. I'm thinking you missing something here. If you're not constantly in that community, and I'm not talking about just coming down there to take a photo or something. Like, I question how many of these people really have their finger on the pulse of their districts. I question that. Let them call in and debate me on it. I'd love to hear from them. A says maybe they should start shooting some of these idiots that are responsible for preventing this violence. They should start shooting some of the idiots that are responsible for prevent. I don't think you should shoot the dudes who trying to prevent it. I don't know about that one, Ace. Why would we? He said then they'll do something. No, they won't. No, they won't. That ain't gonna turn this around. Don't shoot the people trying to prevent the shit. We need more of them. And they need a more strategic implementation of this stuff in the community.
And shooting people only adding to it anyway. Shit, hell, we trying to figure out how not to kill people.
Right. Yeah, I think we pretty much had enough shooting.
You know what I'm saying? All right, come on, man. Let's try to fix some people.
You know what? I understand. Especially from my individuals who consider themselves very, very aware and very, very astute mentally in society today. And I know they have this kind of like theory of, well, there's, the plan and a conspiracy and, destroy, black people and all of that. I do believe that the government has conspired against black people, but I don't believe they've ever really wanted to destroy us, because if they wanted to, they could have just done it. It wouldn't have taken much for them to just say, just kill them all. They would have, the United States would have did it and moved on. I think they, for a very long time, wanted to keep us in our place or limit us as individuals, right? As opposed to, I'm not one of the, you want to destroy us. I don't know that, because that's a lot of money for them to lose. Because we are hellified consumers.
Not only that, but they need people to keep their system rolling.
Right, that's what I said.
So why kill it? Why kill everybody?
Right. Yes.
They need us to flood their economy.
Right. So it's not about killing your cows. It's about making your herd work for you so you can profit off of it.
Right.
You know what I mean? We don't kill all the cows. Ask a cattle rancher if you say, so you hate cows, you want to kill these? I fucking love cows. What are you talking about? What do you mean kill all my cows? Are you crazy? No. I want my cows to be cows so I can continue to make money off of them. And so that's what I feel about. I feel like to them, we are kind of like cattle. I should say. Let me clarify my statement. I feel like that's what we represent to them. Like, listen, as long as them motherfuckers spend their money frivolously and stay in the place they at, I get richer and richer by the day.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting on the motherfucker to come up with another snappy jingle over a beat. I'm gonna make $5 billion off that shit before the artists see $5. This is the way of the world. I know. Not a positive outlook, right? He said that was a joke. Okay, let me give you one of these. Thanks for the joke. Now we can laugh at the shit. When you said it, it was like, what? What are you talking about? Shout out to Ace, man. Shout out to Ace. Shout out to Ace. Shout out to you if you're tuning in. You want to add to this conversation, please call in 262-202-5131. Outlaw Radio chat room popping. Share the show. Free Sean Moore and all that good stuff. Eagle Eye said we need to stop supporting these events. They made $1 billion off of Harley this year, and not one damn dime will go to the inner city. The city can do more, but they won't. Don't care. What's the plan? I asked downtown, what's your plan? That is my question to them. Can we get a 5-year outlook? What's your plan? Please don't tell me about we're going to generate this much revenue through tax increases. Yeah, but even if you generate it, if you don't have a plan to address some of the ills, then that shit don't help us either. It only fattens your pockets. Okay? Let me see. If they destroy us, they wouldn't be able to get cheap labor. All that good stuff, man. That's all I'm saying. I mean, people, but black people throw the baby out with the bathwater. Like, these motherfuckers want to kill us, man. It's like, Yeah, should we need to start killing them? Just calm down a little bit, Billy Ray. Just relax.
I mean, I think they would still have cheap labor. I mean, you got people coming across on the border. Then you got also the influx of all the new refugees that we're willingly taking in and
And they'll be
creating.
way more appreciative than we are, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many. Like, man, I've seen shit be changed up and implemented just for Ukrainian refugees and immigrants that are now coming in. There's been policies made just for them to get shit. So I've seen.
Well, you see our community now. The influx of Hmongs and Latinos into the black community. They trying to make some new niggas. I mean, I'm just saying. I don't. They have solidarity though. Those people have solidarity, so they'll never be the same. That's why I think they don't want to destroy us, because they're like, shit, we ain't gonna never get nobody as indoctrinated as this group of people, right? So it wouldn't be quite the same, because sooner or later Hector and them gonna be like, we need to make more money and get a union. Damn, I hate when I go racist and do bad accents. I'm sorry, y'all.
I mean, but you gotta look at like shit, Margaret Sanger, you know what I'm saying, who set up like Planned Parenthood and shit, you know, and is known to have been quoted for saying
the Negro problem.
Yeah, so I mean, it definitely ain't a conspiracy to say they trying to, you know, decrease.
But that's not total destruction. That's more like what I said. That's more like subjugation to keep the numbers in check, regulate the birth flow, that kind of
thing. To prevent the overgrowth while still exploiting and just you know, keeping us disenfranchised.
Right away. Vince Tony said, let me get this. He said, in person, I questioned Mayor Johnson about his leadership. Knowing that Ashanti Hamilton failed at alderman, why would he hire him to lead OVP? Cronyism? Could it be? Let me see. Let me check. I got a caller. Give me a second, caller. Eagle Eye said they can't destroy us. We too strong. That's what we have to realize. If we came together, we could take over America. Well, now it will be a little bit more difficult, because we done we done shared a lot of DNA with other races. And so this is going to be black somewhere. But I'm saying at one point, they could have just, especially back in those days, they could have just gathered us up and said, hey, but once again, even then they needed us. Especially the South needed us for all that good free labor that empowered them economically. So, right. Well, you know, I'm just thinking out loud with it. Mama Jenkins said leaders have one meeting a year. Not only that, did you see how much money the city gave to that building on 27th and Wells? And the alderman asked surprised when asked about it. She said, I asked about that today and got no answer. When Reggie Moore went to work at the mental health, he took money with him. She said the mental health. He went to work at the mental health. I think she meant the health department. Erica said they not working in the fast food and etc. And Jesse Perry said, yep, our place is at the bottom to them. And how much does it cost to keep us in a position? Caller, what it do? You live on Outlaw Radio. What's poppin'?
What it do, Outlaws? How y'all doing tonight?
What is going on, my sister?
Man, I just hopped on the line because, like, we really just need to clean house. All these people that you guys are listing off that you know in the past have not done their job, all these so-called community leaders, we really need to, like, start digging in their background and really seeing what type of person they are when they not on the camera, because it's a lot of masked up people, and these camp folks ain't really doing shit for us, but they talking like they want to. And as long as they can host their little community event and pass out their hot dogs and turn in a sign-in list to see that they got great turnout, they gonna keeping that money in their pocket so that they can do other shit with it. But it's bogus, and definitely we are the cheap labor. Black folks, like you said, Kevin, Hispanic people gonna be like, where my union rep at? Black folks gonna be like, I don't want no union, not knowing that Dr. King died as a union organizer, helping union workers. Like, you say you want to take the day off on Martin Luther King Day, but yet you don't want no union. You don't want to respect the work that he started. You don't want to continue the work that he started. So of course we're gonna always forever be the cheap labor. because people don't care.
And let me say
Milwaukee
this too,
don't care.
Erica, because I know you work for the union. I didn't even mean for that to come out like I was a union man. I said that because what do workers do when they realize that there's there's low vibration work conditions where you was just crazy, horrible working conditions? They get together and say, we need a union. They're gonna have to listen to us or we're gonna strike, right? So maybe not the union per se, like I don't want to endorse no particular, I think there's a need for unions, but also would have to look at each union on an individual basis and say, well, there's some validity to that, because we know that system has been exploited and kind of corrupted in the past too. So, but the workers should have a voice. I put it like that. I think the workers should have a voice.
I didn't call in to talk union, because it's really just like it's the coming together.
Right.
And we have a hard time coming together. You see what I'm saying? Regardless if they come together without a union representation, they come together and they still stand on what they say.
Yeah,
you know
they
what
got
I'm saying?
solidarity.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying? Solidarity with one another. Everybody in the Black community looking for their turn. You get what I'm saying? When it was my turn, didn't nobody applaud me. Or, ooh, my turn coming. What you steady looking for a turn for when there's so much work to get done? So when you get that one little 15-minute of fame, you feel like you really did something when there's 20,000 people behind you still starving.
I got a man. This ain't even on this subject, but Erica, you just made me think about this. A brother sent me a video this weekend. It was a harrowing video. The brother Marchoncino. Okay. I'm gonna bring him on the show. The thing with Cino is he said I'd rather do it live. Like I'd rather do it fair. I don't do live shows really like that. We're always virtual. And in order for me to do a live, it would have to be, for me to sit in the studio with some people would have to be kind of like a whole big event. But he said he's gonna come on. He said he ain't tripping. He'll come on virtually. But he sent me the video of the actual shooting of when he was shot on the march to DC with Frank Nitti. And man, this is a crazy many piece of video, y'all. The one thing I didn't quite grasp, and I'd probably have to get him here to ask, is why no one returned fire? Because this white man was letting loose. Get the fuck out of here. Booyaka. He was letting the hammer down on the gauge. Get off and leave right now.
I don't care, because you kind of sideswiped me on this one. But don't forget, I was there. So, as you speak, I can hear this white man screaming those words to me, because trauma is real and it will live in your body, right?
Right.
I can see the blood that was on the back of my car because Cino tried to get in my car, but everybody who said they didn't fuck with me on the march ran to my car, and I couldn't get Cino out of there to help save his life, okay? Nobody seen the truck driver and the shooter that was parked behind me that shot back. That when people started telling their side of the story, they made it seem like Cino shot back. In reality, somebody was dropped off behind us. See?
I just, once again.
So it's a lot of details, and I apologize.
No. That's why I said I'm gonna bring him on. it just crossed my mind because this whole weekend. Look, shout out to, because I got some guests coming up. I want to say this, y'all. Shout out to y'all for sharing this show. So that's why I say it's so important that people share this show, because people are reaching out to me. They want to come on Outlaw Radio and talk. They want to come on here and tell their stories, which is not unique, right? Kamar, people have always reached out to us, but there's more and more people. And so now it's a little bit more action in my inbox because people are. So I got this video. I had never seen the video. And the brother sent it to me and said, I'm ready to come on. I'm ready to talk. And I hadn't spoken with him in a while because we've always kind of went back and forth about getting him on. But when he comes on, I'm going to show this video. Look, y'all, it is, when I say harrowing, it makes the hair on the back of your neck rise up. You can hear the hate in this white man's voice. You can hear it. And he's letting, boom. I'm like, damn.
Kevin.
Yes, ma'am.
That was every day of the trip. Every day of the trip, it was somebody hateful like that showing up. Now, mind you, they kept targeting me and Cino because we were the first and second car. We were the ones who were kind of organizing and making sure people were safe. We were the eyes out there on the march. And Frank Nitty just kept inviting more and more people for us to protect.
Well,
and we weren't nothing but common activists from Milwaukee. So it was real. I got pictures of cars. Like, not only was the shooting, like, I helped prevent an incident where there was a time in the march where the whole city that we were marching through shut down. I'm talking about every gas station we went past, every corner store, any type of business that was on that highway that day. They had a squad car in a parking lot and wouldn't even let us come onto the premises. We couldn't even use the bathroom, Kevin. By the time we made it to the border of the next state is when we got to an open gas station that would allow us in. But you know what the KKK from the previous state did? They boxed us in that gas station. You know what fuckboy ass Frank Nitty did? He wanted to argue with this leader, with the KKK leader, about what is right and what is wrong when they had pickup trucks blocking the entryway and the exit ways, when they had 3-4 white folks out there for every nigga we had out there. He wanted to say, look at me, we on live. No, nigga, our lives is in jeopardy. And it took for me and my women's intuition to actually pick it up. I got a video of that incident as well, where I went so I can try to get the license plates of the car. But one of the ladies picked up on what I did, and I just had to return back to my car before the shit hit the fan. I got people together that night and got them back in the vehicle so we can all exit the property safely. And Frank Nitty was still talking. And when he felt like it was time to go, he was like, is everybody in the car? Nigga, we ready to go. If you don't see that our lives is in jeopardy right now,
I want to make sure.
Not only that, Kev.
I know.
Not only
I
that,
hear
Kev,
you. I wasn't trying to set you off. I wasn't trying to set you off.
Let me go.
Because I want to bring Cino on. I want you to save all this. Okay, because this could easily take over. Because this is I've seen a lot of different conversations about this. I want you to save all of that until we get Cino on here. Cino on here. Because he's gonna come on, and then because we've never really addressed a lot of this stuff on Outlaw Radio, except for what was outside perspective, because I just didn't have the people who were involved, and I'm not gonna really talk about shit like that unless I got the inside people. So now I got the people who are involved, yourself and Cino, and when we bring him on, I want you to come. Matter of fact, you don't call in, you be on the panel. How about we do it like that?
Okay.
All right. So I ain't mean to set you off because I see she ticking like this motherfucking bitch ass Frank Nitty. Like, oh shit, calm down.
I'm only this vulnerable because I just found out another community leader has two sides of his faces, and on camera he is the most compassionate person, but then when he can't get his way, he an asshole. And I'm just wondering, like, how many more of these people that sit in party do that? In power do that?
Wait, now who we talking about now? Let's call it. Say his name. Who is it? Oh, damn. Come on now.
Shit. They probably talking about me, so you'll be able to find it on Facebook somewhere because they blocked me and they been talking about me.
Say the name.
Homer Blow.
Oh, shit. Oh, not the legend. No, not him. What's going on in this city? What's popping with that?
Fucked up.
What's your issue with that, brother?
Been in power, man, I'm not in.
This is Outlaw Radio. Now you got to outlaw. You got to be outlawing to be on here.
All I'm gonna say before I speak on it, go watch his live from his volunteer appreciation party, and you let me know if I was out of order and if I was being disrespectful to the point where a motherfucker had to tell me I ain't never put nobody out my house, but you can get the fuck out today.
And now he put you out his house?
Put me out his house.
Now why? I mean, you might as well tell the whole story. Now the people listen like this some bullshit. You might as well tell the whole story. What happened?
Hey, I don't know. I was a little tipsy. I'll say it like that. Maybe shit. I was out of line or some shit. But I don't know. I came to his establishment. I came to enjoy myself. This was my first time coming to his volunteer appreciation party. And somehow, before 10 o'clock at night, I'm the one being embarrassed in front of everybody. And he blocking me and putting me out his motherfucking house.
Now, why were you embarrassed?
And I got people like, Oh, because he was live on Facebook. And see, the problem was is I was there, I was enjoying myself, everything was a good time. I was talking my shit, we was entertaining his live. It was going good. But then I went outside to go to the smoke shop, come back inside. I'm ready to go. I'm actually getting ready to go. But I left my jacket in his studio, so when I came back to get my jacket, he like, give her the mic, let her have a seat. We want to talk to her. But everybody else in the house looking for me too. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe they just like my personality. But somehow, some kind of way, people are offering me a seat across the room, right? And then Homer don't want me to sit on that side because you can't really see. I'm not in the camera view. So I said, okay, I'll stay right here. But I grab my purse off the floor and go to sit down. And I'm still talking into the mic. I'm like, oh, you cut the mic off. Dang, what happened? What happened? Like, why you cut my mic off? Why you trying to take my voice away from me by cutting off the mic? See, what you're not finna do. Well, what did I do? How about you explain it to me? Because y'all know I'm a very teachable person. Teach me what I did. I ain't got time for none of that, but you can get the fuck out of my house. I ain't never put nobody out, but you can get the fuck out on this live. Go watch it.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, I'm inclined to go and watch it. I got time for the bullshit sometimes. Y'all know how we do it on Outlaw Radio.
So go watch it.
We got time for the bullshit
But
sometimes. I'm going to check it out. Let me catch my chat room, y'all. Because we were real serious. Y'all know I like to digress, and I be on some bullshit sometimes, right? He said, oh shit, it's more comments in it than I thought. Okay. I'm going all the way up. Okay, I see you, Dion. He said shared and liked as always. Solidarity with RWS. That's Jesse Parrish. That's not Dion. Mama Jenkins said Ashanti's salary is $102,000, $102,845,000 per year. Wow. Oh, he makes damn near $103,000 a year. Okay. Oh shit. That's nice. That's a nice salary. Tiarsha says she's speaking facts. I watched every live they did all day and night. I think she's talking about the march. I think Tiarsha's talking about the march. She said that Bedford, Pennsylvania was super prejudiced. Eagle Eye said I wanted to do security for the march. Frank never responded. ABA would have locked it down for him. Okay. Eagle Eye said he was down with the guns. Mama Jenkins says, when was this? It's when Frank Nitti marched to DC. What was this? 2000. It was pre-pandemic, right? So we're talking about
it was 2020.
2020, 3 years ago. Whole lot of fallout behind that whole scenario. And that brother ain't here. I don't think at this point he has to be here, because this is really more about Cino, because Cino is the one who sent me the video. And he and I have spoken several different times via Messenger, because from the first time he reached out to me, I said, well, come on. I think his thing was he doesn't want to do it virtual. We'll work it out. Brother's going to work it out, man. It's Outlaw Radio, Monday night, live from the basement. Got the witch doctor up in here. Got Fonzarelli down here. Myself, Erica Hunt is on the phone. Mama Jenkins in the chat room, along with several other people. Share the show, man. Hit like, hit follow. Does anybody have any news on what happened at this judiciary hearing today in regards to the county jail? I haven't seen anybody, and I didn't go. I told y'all I got a plantation job during the day. I wasn't there. I was looking to see if I saw any updates. Because last week we were on the show talking about the conditions in the county jail. And this is the good thing about my brother Sean coming home, because he's gonna be able to tell us what's going on. He's gonna be able to tell us what's going on. She said the meeting. Mama Jenkins said the meeting is still going on. Okay. I like to know if it ends before we're off the air. Please educate me on that. You know what? I had a funny moment this weekend, and I thought other people could appreciate how funny it was as well. I should have brought this picture with me, but I think it needs to be memed. We reported on this stupid ass Fawn statue downtown, right? That statue, that bronze statue. We talked about that, and somebody had defaced it, and I'm like, why the fuck do we have a statue of Fonzie downtown, anyways? Okay. And the dude who acted as Fonzie ain't even from here, so it just makes even less sense, right? So they clean the statue, right? And there's this picture of our mayor with several white women in front of the clean statue with his thumbs up, with a big ass smile on his face. It's on the news network. I said, "Well, ain't this a bitch?" I'm in the optics, okay? I'm into how things look sometimes. And I said, "This is." To me, it wasn't a good look for him, because I compare everything to what's going on in the city. When it's a lot going on, a lot happening in my community, and we're in jeopardy, I kind of weigh everything by that. So if you somewhere having a good time as an elected official, smiling and laughing, I say, well, ain't that a bitch? At least he having a good day, right? But it just y'all. I don't know if y'all seen the photo. Go to the People's News Network and see. He got both thumbs up like Fonzie, and he got this big ass smile on his face. He got all these white women with him smiling. I'm like, man, bro. I'm not saying that brother is no whatever, Uncle Tom, whatever. I'm just saying that picture was like a snapshot of this is how people think of you in the community. Because people do think he's kind of like a, just a real smiley, happy, affable Negro, Mayor Barrett. That's what they say about him. I don't know him personally, so I don't know. But that is an affable Negro photograph. If you look up affable Negro in the dictionary, that photo is in there. I'm just like, now that is a user-friendly Negro right there. I thought it was crazy. Y'all go look at it. I mean, sometimes I'm a little off. Kamar tell me, "Oh, Kev, come on now, you was a little too hard on him sometimes." But even you, Kamar, would see that picture and say, "Ain't this a bitch?"
I can imagine the way you just explained it. I can imagine already.
He was like this.
I can see it. Yeah.
I'm like, what are you doing, bro? It wasn't even a cool one. If I had to do it, I probably would have did something like this or something. I would have tried to black it up. He was full white dude with it. Like, I'm like, man, it must be good. It must be good to be able to just do that. Jesse Perry said, racist white supremacy, RWS. That's what that stands for. Okay. Let me see. Erica, she said he didn't want real security or security protection because then there wouldn't have been any drama to profit from. Okay. I think it would have still been a lot of drama though, Erica. I mean, even just if they had to get in mode when old Billy Ray from Pennsylvania was letting the shotgun talk. If ABA was there and they had to get in mode, I think that would even made Frank look even better. Imagine the drama of them rushing him to cover, and he's like, "Look, right now you see they trying to take my life." Like, that's some Emmy shit. Not man. And if once again it makes it, I hate to keep going back to this because Sal's gonna save it for Cino, which I am. But one of the things that I noticed too is while he's saying, "Get the fuck out of here" and all this, you hear somebody saying, "We come in peace. There's no need to get violent. We're leaving. There's no need to get violent." I said, "Oh, you can't cop no plea. You can't cop a plea when the gauge is hollering. Come on, son." It was very, very, very upsetting. I'm gonna show the video. Y'all will see it because Cino will be on. Cino will come on. I just got to work it out. She said he would have to come out of pocket for legal support. Listen, I judged by 12 and carried by 6, maybe. This is the way I think. But then again, I'm from Capital, so maybe that's just a Capital thing. I don't know. Y'all let me know. 262-202-5131. Mama Jenkins says she's gonna keep me updated on that situation with that judiciary hearing. Now, Rail, I got kind of like a bone to pick with you two tonight, though.
Okay, cool.
I got beef with you and shit tonight, right? Yeah, man. I feel like I need to go around. I need to go around with the hippie, right?
Okay.
Say, put them up, right? Why I oughta Kanye coon ass.
Oh yeah, that's
punk ass,
hilarious.
whack job ass West. Let me say this. It's outdated for every celebrity now, especially anyone that was even kind of adjacent to my generation. They understand that just to say Tupac Shakur's name gets them spin. It gets them spin. But when somebody says something that's so preposterous, because normally I let shit just slide. I was just like, whatever, man, But when I hear somebody like Kanye say, Tupac was the most overrated rapper ever. He was an actor. He just made movies. How dare you compare him, an actor, to me? I'm a real rapper. I'm a real producer. I make music. Now, Tupac's dead. He don't care. Rest in peace to his mama, Feeny. He's been gone a long time. But it's this kind of stupidity that permeates our young folks' perspective now. First of all, the fact that the man was an actor, I don't think is relevant to his music. I don't think it's relevant to his music. I've always been able to separate Tupac's music from his movies, right? The validity of the stuff that Tupac talked about was what was going on in our community. And it wasn't very popular to do. The man painted a target on his back. And I ain't talking about after he died. So all you motherfuckers right now that's 26 that y'all wasn't even alive. Y'all wasn't even born when he was actually alive putting out music. Then that means you don't know how the world was then, in particular for black people. And it was Black America was a fucked up place then. This is coming out of this crack epidemic. This is coming out of the apex of the crack epidemic. So when I hear somebody like this dude say he's the most overrated rapper and I'm a real rapper, yeah, man, Kanye, you're an idiot and you a sellout. You don't even deal with sisters no more. Any black man who don't deal with sisters, and I'm not saying you got a white woman. That ain't what I'm talking about. I'm talking about any black man who got a white woman and don't deal with sisters. You a coon, right? If you got you a white girl and you say, I don't even look at black women. I'm just not attracted to them. If I've never seen you with a sister on your arm, right? He's a sellout. He's a coon, and he needs mental health counseling, and not just off the dumb Tupac shit he said, but you on the boat with your ass out on the river with your white girl, like you. This kind of shit. The picture they put next to the comparison picture was Pac, and then him with all the silver paint on. Looking like the Tin Man off the Wiz. You say, I'm a real rapper. So fuck Kanye West, right? And I've never bought a Kanye West album. I've never listened to an entire Kanye West album. He has songs that I like. He's made some beats that I like. But his music compared to Tupac's is garbage. It's not even on the same level, right? Real, you said, because I put this post up, you said, well, it may just be a generational. I could hear your voice when you were saying it. When I was reading it. It may just be a generational thing, Kev, because you basically said Kanye was a better artist, a better rapper, a better hip-hop icon than Tupac. Correct?
Okay, so, yeah, I said generationally speaking, maybe that's what he's talking about. I mean, me personally, and I just go off of me. Like I tell y'all out the gate, I never was really a Pac fan. Never.
Okay.
So I said, just personally speaking, I would cut on a Kanye West song more likely than before I cut on a Tupac song. You know what I'm saying? Like the songs that I did listen to a Pac, it was usually because it was a sample that I like, maybe some Parliament, some shit like that, or a feature like America's Most Wanted. I listen to that shit for the production and Snoop.
But that's not a sample. America's Most Wanted is not.
No, not that one. I'm not saying.
Okay.
I'm thinking of the well, when I said the Parliament one, that's that. Well, You Can't See Me, or some shit like that.
There's some elements of Parliament there. Replay. Right. Dun, dun, dun.
I just skipped directly to that part.
It's George Clinton on the song. So is it a sample if George Clinton is on the song? I don't know. It sounds like a George Clinton song to me. Okay.
So I skipped directly to that part with the zoop zoopa doopa doo doo. I listened to that before I listened to the
that's not a sample. That's actually George Clinton singing that.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
But no, I was just saying, me personally. No, we was talking about the wordplay. I said maybe that's what they was talking about. Maybe they were talking about Kanye may do more like wordplay. I mean, me personally, neither one of them are my favorite rappers. I prefer Pimp C, UGK. You know me.
Okay, good. I'm not mad at you for that. Not mad at you for that.
None of them have ever been any of my favorite rappers. So I'm definitely not defending Kanye West.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
I was high. I was tight. I was tight.
Yeah, right. But then
I started
we
to call your
different,
phone and hang up. I started to like call you and say, "We're gonna get you, nigga."
But then we in different age groups. Like I was in the 7th grade when he died, and I remember motherfuckers on my school bus crying. Right. Like I knew this was gonna happen because he was just such a prolific prophet.
And let me say this to you too: if you were only in 7th grade by the time he died, then I could see you not understanding
the generational shit. That's what I'm saying. Generational shit. I'm
but that's no excuse. That's no excuse to
hey.
ever even indicate that Kanye West is anywhere close. And we once again, people keep saying Leary wasn't lyrical, he wasn't wordplay. I say to you again, pretty soon we'll have a race of babies that hate the ladies that make the babies. He said that in 1992. Fuck wordplay. That's some real shit.
Yeah,
he's a whole bunch of other things that he said.
He said a lot of real shit passionately, but I didn't hear too many metaphors, double entendres.
I can walk you through some Tupac songs that's full of metaphors. I can walk you through some Tupac where he uses all of that. Go ahead, Kamar. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, you know what I mean? Like, I don't knock nobody for feeling like they are, because we got to remember this him talking about himself. You know what I mean? I feel like you should feel like ain't nobody better than you at what you do.
He's a buster.
You know what I'm saying? That's fine. You know what I mean? Nobody else's opinion should matter to you. You dig what I'm saying? And nobody's ever gonna say you bigger than you are, than you gonna say you are. You know what I mean? Like nobody gonna give me my props like I give myself props.
Right.
Everybody in the world may hate me, and I may be the worst at whatever I do than anybody in the world. But I still should, if I'm doing it, I still should feel like I'm the best. Because
at what point does reality come into play? Now let me ask you. Hold on, let me ask you because I know you're a Kanye fan. I know you're a Kanye fan. Hold on. Let me ask you. You were a rapper. You were a rapper.
You can't even say that's reality.
You were a rapper, right? Come on, you were a rapper, right?
It's opinionated. It's not reality.
You were a rapper, right? You rapped, right? You made music, right?
Yeah.
Would you say to somebody you felt like your rap music, you can say I could take my work and put it up against Tupac's and my shit was way better than his? Would you say that?
I used to feel like that. When I was rapping, I felt like that.
Do you still feel that way?
I don't rap no more. I wouldn't put my music up against nobody.
Okay. Dion, what it do, man?
What's up, man? How you gentlemen doing, man? Long time no hear. The last Monday was Labor Day, and for some strange reason, you think because it's a holiday, you can't bring us content, but I'm going to let you slide, though.
Dion, wait a minute. Dion, hold on. Let me jog your memory. We just did a show last Wednesday after Labor Day.
It was Wednesday, though, bro. We ain't do one Monday, bro. This is therapy, man. It's therapy. Kev, you never... Listen, bro, I'm going to keep it a buck with you, right? Not saying me, but it might be somebody listening to this show that looks forward to you on Mondays and Wednesdays. And that one day that you don't show up, they kill they motherfuckers. You know what I mean? You never know what type of relief that you bring to people. Not for real, though, bro. You know, for real. Even Rail just said it earlier that people going through a lot. You know what I'm saying? You never know what type of impact that you have. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real, though, you know, that just shows the significance. Even if it's a small significance in our community, I look forward to it every Monday and Wednesday.
Okay.
You know, when I first started, you used to do it more than that, but I guess you fell back. But that's neither here nor there. I'm happy you here. I'm happy all my brothers in good health. I don't know. I didn't even see Rail. Me and Rail always communicating back and forth. I said, bro, how you gonna be like, come on, man. Man, the Pac thing, bro, I'm driving this truck down the road, bro. And when you said that shit, my eyes got watery because I'm like, how this nigga don't love Pac, man? You know what I'm saying? Like, man, Pac was one of the realest lyricists ever, but, you know, everybody got their own opinion, so you still my nigga, though, no matter what. And then early, I felt you on that, Kev. I remember, man, I be seeing a lot of my niggas that was the big homies out here. I'm talking about pimping. They have put work in my hand once upon a time, like, man, here go this little baby. You know what I'm saying? Go do what you gonna do with it. And I see my guys out there, they not like they was back in the 90s and the late 90s, and it hurt my heart. You understand? It hurt my heart because I'm like, I looked up to you. You was my nigga. Anytime I needed anything, I come get it. You get it to me for a fair price, or you just be like, little nigga, get your roll on. and now you let the drugs take you over. You know what I'm saying? That's messed up, man. But like you say, Cuckoo, he had been down this road before. He had bounced back again. You know what I'm saying? And to keep it a buck with you know, besides that, man, fuck 9/11. I'm tired of hearing about that shit. That shit was so many years ago. Let's get over that shit and move forward. Ain't that what they tell us about slavery? So I don't want to hear none of these motherfucking Peckerwoods talking crazy about what 9/11. That's a long time ago. Let's move on. Ain't no more planes, food, and nothing else. And that's it. That's all. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Boone, I'm sorry. I apologize to you, man. Last week, man, I wasn't able to make it, man. I was having some car trouble. I had to put the trunk in the shop, man, and started one out. Then my other car messing up. I was down to one car. Now I'm down to two. Man, it is what it is, though. But you know, I know that booty gonna be up in there anytime I come through there because you got the vitality. So that's the chick magnet up in there, and I'm gonna come and do some candy watching though. But I'm gonna hang up, man. I love you niggas, man. And y'all stay up, man. I'm about to finish listening to this free Sean. I know G-Body will be home real soon. You understand what I'm saying? They can't keep no real nigga down. You understand what I'm saying? And that's just how we gonna bounce back. Holla.
All right, Dion, peace and love, man.
So peace.
Nah, listen.
Dion called with a whole bunch of stuff to say. He got,
you just gotta let him go.
It'd be like you've been waiting to say that since the last show.
You just gotta let him go, Kamar. I shut the hell up when Dion calls in. Like, let me shut up. Dion's on the show.
He got it.
And you know, now he got me where I want to go back to. Where do I want to go? Because he touched on pretty much a lot of the stuff we discussed. But I'm saying, okay, with as far as Tupac's music goes, and I get the subjective part of it. I get the opinionated part of it. Kamar, I get it. But I just like it. The reality of it is, a lot of dudes who would say their music is better is just not. Now, if it was Face saying it, or if it was Rakim saying it, then I'd be like, well, hold on. Let's look at the notes. I'm once again, let me finish. I'm saying if it was one of those brothers who I hold in high regard, I would say, nah, Face is a bad boy. You know, Rakim's a bad dude. If Nas said it, I'd be like, man, he got an argument. But somebody like Kanye, no, son. You represent squishy square ass mogs. That's who you represent. You don't even represent the real. Like, I mean, you know, so I mean, don't get me wrong. I like the whole joint with 2 Chainz. All I Want for My Birthday. Like, to me, that was classic. But that's not even comparable to any Tupac music. To me, it was one of the greatest videos I've ever seen in my life.
Kanye ain't even one of my favorite rappers. I'm just saying generationally.
Well, don't stick up for him.
No, I'm like generationally, he might just be talking about generationally. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
he didn't say that. That's not what he said. Real, you trying to defend him? You worse than Kamar with your Kanye defense. Kamar always defends Kanye. He's a Kanye protege.
See, I'm just not going.
Not really a protege.
Pac bandwagon for the sake of it being Pac. You know, I got a good friend. We had a discussion one time, and he was mad because we were sitting here watching the podcast, and David Banner was on there, and David Banner was saying he feel that Tupac was a failure on the grounds that he never, basically, he put himself in a position to be taken from the world before he could.
He was 25.
Yeah, you know, he was saying how
he was 25.
He didn't leave any seeds to continue his work. That was so my guy went from liking David Banner to hating David Banner, just on the grounds that he said in his eyes, Pac was a failure.
That's an asinine statement. That's a very asinine statement. So you blaming the man for getting murdered in cold blood. Oh, you didn't fail because you got murdered. He didn't commit suicide.
Hey, now don't get me wrong, Kev. I agree with you. I think Tupac music is a hell of a lot better. You know what I mean? All I'm saying is I just think all of us should feel like we the best at whatever we do. I ain't gonna knock you. Like, if you tell me you the best at anything, I ain't gonna tell you ain't.
If you say certain outlandish shit, I'm like, well, you ain't that cold, but you all right. Like, we got to keep it real.
Hey, look, we're gonna be going back and forth. You know me. We gonna
till I drop you off. All right, we at your house now. And I'm gonna hurry up and get the last word and pull off before you can respond.
Ain't nobody gonna give you my props like me, and that's the perfect example. You know what I'm saying? And that's the perfect example right there.
Look, I feel like I've made some music. And I feel like I was a pretty skilled wordsmith. I was able to put some shit together. I made some songs that a lot of people have told me, man, that's tight. That's real good, dog. Kev, matter of fact, my whole neighborhood at one point was supporting me. Like, dude, you need to keep doing this. I knew I wasn't gonna pursue it professionally, but it was fun as hell to do. I don't know if you've ever been in the studio and did anything like that. It's one of the most fun things you could do. But I don't like if you took All Eyes on Me and took all my best shit and said, I say, no, my shit it's not even the same. It's quality wise. I can admit, hey man, shit, I'm not that. It's like me being a football player saying I was as good as Lawrence Taylor. No, I wasn't. I was good. And I was better than the average motherfucker, but I wasn't better than Lawrence Taylor. It don't hurt for me to admit that.
I ain't saying to do. I'm just saying you should feel like you the best. That's all I'm saying.
I said I don't give a fuck about you and Lawrence Taylor, nigga.
Ain't nobody gonna give you props like you gonna give yourself. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but man, fuck Kanye.
And then look, hey, how about this though? Like maybe he talking about the award aspect.
Fuck him.
And the money making that part of, you know what I mean? So
that's not what he said, though. Y'all keep saying maybe he talking about.
You see, Kevin, that's why I say it's subjective, dog. Like it's an opinionated thing. You can't.
That's not what he said. Why y'all keep saying maybe he meant? Y'all keep saying maybe he meant. I'm talking about what the man said.
Right. I'm just saying, man. I ain't saying what he meant, but you know, Kanye do that shit though. He'll say some shit, but he be talking about some other, you know what I mean? He do that. You know that.
A weirdo, a buster.
He may be whatever you want to call
with silver paint all over. Who gets up in the morning like I'm gonna put silver paint all over my body? Didn't we just have a show
where we was talking about like, man, we shouldn't call the motherfucker names because
I know and he got a reprobated mind. He got a reprobated mind. Got a reprobated mind. My old folks put that shit on your ass. That boy got a reprobated mind. TRC says, okay, if you saying you might be a coon, and Kamar saying, you know what I'm saying, and Rail saying, get some incense and relax in the nude, save someone's life. She talking about TRC, you taking a shot at us for real? I thought you was with us. You might be a coon. Do I say that a lot? You might be a coon. Do I say that to people? I might. Free Sean Moore, man. Erica Hunt said, Tiarsha Arthur, I'm definitely taking real advice.
Hey, stress free.
Facts caller. He's talking about Dion. That's Paris, Jesse Paris in Denver. Erica Hunt said it don't matter when Pac released his message. They didn't want him to release his message. He was a messenger. That was a lot of used message a lot of times. Man, he reached the message. The real message was that he's a messenger.
Was the message
Ewok said deep down inside, LeBron knows he ain't better than Jordan, and Kanye is retarded. I argued with Ewok last night because I said LeBron's better than Jordan. He got pissed at me. He said, "You know, goddamn well." He was in his feelings about the Bears, so I let him vent. Kanye West and Pac belong to two different categories. As Kanye is an entertainer, while Pac was a messenger. Well, Kanye is a buster, and Pac was a real one. Those are the categories: busters and real ones. Is David Banner running for president in 2024? I hope not, because I'm not voting for him for what he said about Tupac. When y'all gonna learn? If you from the 90s, you don't talk bad, and you talk bad to a 90s dude about Tupac unless he one of them haters. You got a lot of New York East Coast, son, he wasn't even that real, son. No, talk to the real cats who was on the bricks in the 90s. You don't fuck with Tupac. Leave him alone. Right. And fuck David Banner. No, I like David Banner, but I don't agree with him on that. I think you can blame somebody, say somebody failed because they got murdered. Martin Luther King failed then, right?
No, Martin Luther King had heirs. He had sons.
They didn't do what he did. Them niggas is smoking weed, listening to Curtis Blow. They was on tour with Grandmaster Flash and them. They didn't do. What did they do? There was nobody who came after him who picked up his mantle and his movement and said, keep it popping. Martin told me if this happened to him, I got to keep. There was nobody. So he failed too. Michael King.
He definitely may have, and I wouldn't get mad if somebody say that. Shit, that ain't my battle.
Erica Hunt said, I'd rather have David Banner than Donald Trump, Pro J. I'd rather have Donald Trump than somebody who say something bad about Tupac.
Nah, that's crazy. Oh
man. The opinions expressed on Outlaw Radio are solely those of the motherfucker that said it. Know who to be mad at, right? Type shit. I said it. He said wasn't no cameras on when Pac shot the 5-0. And even with that, I mean, Pac didn't know they was undercover cops. He just seen two white dudes fucking with a brother, and he just bonged on them. So it just so happened, right? It just so happened that way. You're right, Mama Jenkins. All eyes on me. Kanye don't got nothing that can even compare to that album, whether it's a sample or not. Real, he has nothing musically that can compare to that. Machiavelli, the 7 Day Illuminati. That come on, man. Yeah, come on, man.
They was cool. I mean,
it was all right. You was in 7th grade. You was listening to kids.
That's what I'm saying. It might be generational, man.
You was in 7th grade, man. You was listening to Kim Dawn
before I put on one of them shits. But that's cool. That's just me.
What was you listening to in 7th grade? You was listening.
7th grade, I was listening to a lot of Midwest pimp shit. So
96.
Do or Die, Crucial Conflict.
Hey, what was the little kid rap out in 96 that you should have been listening to?
Bow Wow.
Right, no, Bow Wow wasn't even out yet.
No, Bow Wow, shit, he younger than me. I don't know. I was listening to
Chris Cross. You was walking around jumping.
Well, when they came back out grown with Live and Die for Hip Hop,
I liked it. That shit was hot. That song was hot. I always wondered what happened to the dude on there. He was the coldest dude on there.
Yeah.
I don't know what his name was, but he had the hardest verse. What was his name?
Damn, what was his name? I don't know. He just had that shit, but he was the hardest one on there.
He was the hardest one on there, and that beat was fire too. That shit caught my attention. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, that was you got me on that one. Tiasha said Tupac will be coming out with a song about Kanye soon.
Right.
You know he ain't dead, right? He in Cuba. He in Cuba with Pro Tools. Tiasha Arthur, Dear Mama. Incidentally, not one of my favorite Tupac songs. Dear Mama ain't one of my favorite ones either, but it's a great song. What you say, Kamar?
I was gonna say they're gonna say AI made it.
Right.
Yeah. That's what they'll tell us. And then like she brought up Trump, but Al Sharpton actually came out and said he tired of all these black men and rappers supporting Trump. He said they should get the death penalty. They should get their throat cut for supporting Donald Trump. Al Sharpton said this.
They should get the death penalty for.
I think it's Trump. Wishing death on anybody.
Supporting Al Sharpton, that motherfucker.
No, for supporting Donald Trump. He said black men.
That's what I'm saying. Al Sharpton, man. I mean, it ain't that serious. Like shit. I mean, they may have a different perspective than he got. You know what I'm saying? I don't know too much of what. I mean, I don't know. Again, might be my age, but I can't think of shit Al Sharpton done did except chase publicity and shit for when something goes down.
It ain't your age.
And have a
it ain't your age.
Oh, okay.
He goes right into the category with Kanye. He goes. I mean, he's just old. But just because you old don't mean you can't be a buster. There's such thing as some old busters too, right? You know, Mog's been around a long time. Those Mogs all back in the 70s and the 60s. They just talk different, right? They used the slang of the day back then. But they were still Mogs. And for him to say that is, first of all, you a little bit too into these politics, my brother. You got to back up off of you got to put the Kool-Aid down. You know, the Democrats got you. But I mean, he's probably eaten very well off of them over the years. And here's one of these, you know, he's an older brother, like you said, generationally. He probably has no clue, no understanding of how to even think differently. See, one thing about our generation is we think differently because we didn't mentally, we weren't as subjugated as some of our older brothers. You have to understand, if you came up at a time when the absolute law of the land was, nigga, get your ass somewhere and sit down or we will hang you. That's a little bit different coming from my generation when we say, motherfuck you, cracker, right? And not that it wasn't some brothers saying that then, but when they came around, you had to say, I didn't say nothing. Now, you, like Rail, you ask them to it before you take it back. You heard what the fuck I said, Bill. So our approach, our perspective on life is different. And so what you see as, man, that's just troublesome. It's still a little step and fetch it in there a little bit. It's still a little, thank you, sir. Y'all some sir. No, sir. You know, I mean, he's been at the forefront. He could come on here and say, "Young man, I've been all over the country talking. I've been in hot situations, supporting families, and all that." But the reality is, you're an ambulance. You were an ambulance chaser,
Type
and
shit.
you know your past is questionable as just damn near as Trump's. We start talking about you on wiretaps, fucking with the mob. All right, Al. We ain't forgot. We ain't forgot. We ain't forgot. We ain't forgot. Al, be careful before you wish death upon me, as 50 Cent says. Kamar, you talked about, or when I was Rail who talked about something. I had this as a talking point, ironically, because I'm looking around and I'm hearing several black platforms, people who really talk about the politics and stuff that's going on in our community, are talking about immigration. And they're talking about dealing with an influx of immigrants. And so when you said that, it kind of it struck me, because I'm like, well, I'm saying, yeah, they don't want to destroy us, but maybe they want to replace us in a certain capacity. I started to think like, okay, so you get these people who come over here from these real like third world countries, and they get to America and say, these motherfuckers don't know how good they got it. Fuck what they talking about. I worked that bullshit ass job. I'm straight. I'm good. It does put them in a position where you say, well, we rather deal with them than them. So
Yeah.
you know,
The
it makes you
current
think.
position I get, I said it before, but I guess in this conversation I ain't gonna say it because I don't know. But in this current motherfucker I'm in the 2 years I've been here, I've gotten 2 different emails about policies that were specifically made for immigrants coming into Wisconsin. First, it was the Afghanians, and then after that, the Ukrainians. But each time when Biden, because I think it was both of these was under Biden watch and shit. He had the Afghanistan people coming over here, and then there was an email saying that, hey, usually immigrants can't get certain benefits, but for this new policy they can. so
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
that was for the Afghanians who when you talk to them on the phone and say, hey, what's your ethnicity? I'm from Afghanistan, but I'm white. Like basically any immigrant who comes to America now, they could be fucking from Egypt and they're going to select white because you're either black or you're white, no
Or
matter
you
what
can
the
be
fuck you are.
other. They have Arab on. They have Arab on something.
They
Arab,
do, but
Latino.
under the subcategory, they pick white. I just talked to a person
Okay.
the other day. Yes, I am white. It's like,
Right.
really?
Right. Nudge,
I
nudge,
am
wink,
white.
wink. Right. Right. You know, I thought I was the only asshole who did that when I call a call center for something to pay a bill, and it's somebody, hello, Mr. Barnes. I say, first of all, what country you in? We are based in Texas. That ain't what I asked you. I didn't say where y'all
Right.
based at.
Well,
Where
now
you
these
at
people was
right
calling
now?
in for
I am
benefits that they
I'm in
can
Sri
now get.
Lanka. Now, why are you in Sri Lanka?
But
Like,
it's been for the Afghanians and now the Ukrainians, who both select white on they
I can
on their
understand.
survey.
I can understand Ukrainians. I don't understand why Afghans would pick white. Like,
Because the otherwise you're like I'm told that even certain Africans, if you from a certain African countries, like there was a dude, he was a black man from Egypt, and he said that the US and Egypt were both mad at him for selecting black because they're like, no, you're Egyptian, but you're white. On in the US census, you consider
hold on,
yourself white.
real. What
Yeah.
foils all this is you could check white, but your name is Ahagmak Mashik. Like, it's like he must have missed Mark, because there's no white man named Bangkok Dog. Like, come on, man. Like, we see right through you. Your name is Joseph Agimbo, and you put
they
I'm white.
gonna
They're gonna be like,
they
yeah,
gonna
right,
consider
motherfucker.
themselves white. But y'all been with the Afghanians and the Ukrainians, but we ain't getting no kind of email for the Haitians that they was whipping at the border with belts. So that's just show you how this shit be under this Biden administration, man. But white folks is at a negative birth rate. So of course they gotta beef up the the ratio.
So you
So
do it
it's
by
like, okay,
bringing Afghans in?
Afghans and Ukrainians and shit,
They
and
checking
Chinese.
off that white box. Now
They gotta
now
make sure if it ain't white, it's at least a white ally.
Right.
Afghans don't like white people.
They will for the sake of coming here and getting tax breaks on businesses that they start and shit.
Okay. Point taken. Tiarsha said, you see Trump was arrested with 18 co-defendants and everyone had gotten bailed out except the brother. He's still in jail in Georgia. Well, that's kind of like what he get. I mean, I'm pretty sure Black America would join me in saying, oh, well, you working with them people. That's the epitome of working with them people, ain't it? Right. Jesse Parrish, yeah, crisscross. We know that was Mr. Black. That was his name. Shout out to Jesse. Mr. Black. The last motherfucker to ever make it off the hill, but still, like waiting to smoke. I'm in the factory. Yeah, he was cold. Tough as Tenactin. Fall up in the hood and hit your brains with the Mac 10. Yeah, he was raw, man. I was digging that on that. I was like, dude, who was that?
Take off the safety and face me.
Yeah. Gunpowder shower for real. Yeah, man. I'm gonna listen to that shit when I get off the air. Man, I used to be like, who the fuck was dude? Al Sharpton is a Democratic ambulance chasing shrill. That's what Jesse called it. A shrill. He called him a shrill. I'd be confused if I got into an argument and brother said, you a shrill. I'd be like, well, what? Hold on, what the fuck that mean?
Is that kind of like trill?
No, I'm thinking it's the opposite, right? You ain't trill, you are shrill.
I mean, if you ain't heard
y'all Gen X, not baby boomers or silent generation. Absolutely, and people don't want to give Gen Xers our prop. We are our props. We are different. That's a different generation. And if you wasn't born and you didn't live through these times, you don't understand. And I keep trying to tell people, the whole world went fucking crazy in the early 80s, and in particular 1985 with the explosion of the crack epidemic, and crack changed everything. Okay, I was born in 1975. From 1975 until 1985, I was taught a certain way. After 85, nothing was ever the same. Ever. Crack changed everything. It changed simple shit. Just like, people, motherfuckers stopped cutting their grass. It's just like, damn, what happened? Everybody in the neighborhood used to cut their grass. Birds didn't even sing the same after the crack epidemic started. It changed everything. You look back, that's why the 90s is such a definitive decade, because of the change that happened in America, and Black America had to respond. And then that's the beginning of mass incarceration because of the crack epidemic and Biden them saying, with a lot of Black people behind them, lock them niggas up. And so things change, right? The whole family dynamic changed. All of a sudden, you got dudes being raised by their great-great-grandmother. How you live with your great-great-grandmother? Like, what? It just changed. It changed. The whole community changed. So that's why you see Gen Xers, they act a little bit different. They move a little bit different. Their opinion is a little bit different because we saw some shit, man. We saw some shit we wasn't supposed to see, and a little bit too early for a lot of us. And, we paid the price for it. She said, talk your shit, smart guy. Damn, who's me? I'm the smart guy. I hope it's me. I hope it's me. Illegals equal buffer classes between us and racist white supremacy. Okay. He said that there's some it's the same in Colorado with the Afghans and the Arabs are saying they're white. He called them honorary Caucasians.
Hey, they get them tax break. What was it, like 7 years or some shit? They can have a business with no taxes.
I would like to know the specifics of that, because I've heard that a lot, that they can get money and don't have to pay taxes for 7 years.
They sell it to their cousin after the year 7.
Yeah. Said Michael Blackson is from Ghana and he claims white. He should. See? But once again though, I'm not mad at an African who claims white, because I'm Black. I'm the real American. Black people are real Americans. We are uniquely American. Black people. African people are from Africa. So you say I'm Nigerian. That means you from Nigeria. If you say I'm from Ghana, you from Ghana. If you say I'm from Detroit, that means you American. So if you say, "Oh, you don't understand, our ancestors would be mad at you," and
the
no,
Moors about to get at you, man.
look at what actually happened to who we are now. Look at what happened to us in this country. You got a whole multitude of generations who know nothing else but this country, and we were indoctrinated into this system, and they stripped us of any singular identity that we may have had with Africa. Now, because I was sent my DNA in, and they told me I'm West Nigeria. You trust that shit if you want. We already talked about the Blackstone Corporation purchasing Ancestry.com. Don't be a fool. Don't be a fool, right? Are you not entertained? Right? Are you not entertained listening to your Kanye sending your DNA overseas? Y'all see how I slipped a Kanye diss in there? I think I'm gonna hit the studio again and make a diss song for Kanye, dog. Come on, you need to come in with me, man. Let's get back on these beats, man.
I'm retired.
Oh no, man. I want you to come on now. You got to get old full back.
Nah.
Damn. I tried. Shit.
Nah.
I bring you a raw enough beat, you'll be in. Kim, I got to spit on that. The old rapper in you will come out. Yeah, immigration though. Let's start paying attention to that. I feel like every time we do this show, we add something to the list that we need to be aware of, right? Like, because we talked about last week, we added the county jail to it. We talk about being an informed voter and the real the way politics work in terms of special interest groups and lobbyists.
Yeah, this shit is chess, not checkers. They making they move.
Yeah. So add that to the list, man. Let's start looking at this. Let's start looking at this, man. Let's start looking at this immigration and say, oh shit, what's going on? I mean, it's probably too late because we know right now the black community in Milwaukee is fully infiltrated. This is what the fallout is with this whole gas station where Sean Moore's nephew was murdered and the hotspot and all these other. I told you, look at the hottest gas stations, liquor stores, corner stores, whatever, what have you, restaurants where the most trauma and the most drama is, where black people get fucked up. And the common denominator is that they're mostly Arab owned. That's not no lie. That's the truth, right? So,
sometimes they be
Michael Indian. Blackson gaining, talking about he white. Who cares about Michael Blackson? I'm for real, like no diss, but that's not somebody who we as black people look to and be like, yay. I watched this show on Netflix. It's the weirdest shit I've ever seen. Have y'all watched this show?
Is it like a series or a stand-up?
Yeah, he has a series, the Michael Blackson Show. It's very
I
weird.
don't want to hear like Mother Sucker too many times and shit like that.
It's very weird. You watch it and you say, are they serious? Is this serious? Because I like slapstick humor. You know, I'm more of a social commentary like kind of fan when it comes to comedy. But every now and then I can do some slapstick shit. But this shit, my wife and I sitting there watching it saying, are they serious? Is this supposed to be funny? You gotta watch it. Some people might think it is funny. Some people might say
it might be a cultural thing.
Or like you said, a generational thing. Like you got to be like 5 to think this is funny. Shout out to all the kindergartners watching. But it's
like
it's
the Three
explicit.
Stooges and shit like that.
Nah, it's explicit. He's like a dude who works in a school and he's a teacher basically, and he has all these mishaps, and it's so convoluted because it's like I think the point they was trying to make is because at one point he's in Chicago teaching school and he has this very bad class and they be dissing him. You black ass motherfucker, you so black it get dark when you come in the room. Like they just going in on him. And so his way to tame them is to rib them like, fuck you, you ugly motherfucker. I bet your mama look like gorilla. You gorilla looking motherfucker, you. And he does that with the kids. And you sitting there saying, I don't know if this is cool. Because I wouldn't want
been his bit for the last 30 years. So I mean, I guess that
it's not funny. It's not funny. In my Stephen A. Smith voice, it's not funny, brother.
He's eating off of it, so
brother, it's not funny. I
recommend that.
Ain't that how Stephen A. Smith always sound like brother, it's not funny.
I just hear the weed, like the weed shit. Stop smoking weed.
It's you gotta watch it. Once y'all watch it, then we'll talk about it on the show. Pierce said 10th person just died this year in Fulton County. Chandra, he says mom was born in 1971. She's a Gen Xer. Shout out to your moms. Said he's correct. He said FBA equals DOAs and freedmen. Okay. Ruben, how you doing, my brother? What's popping?
Peace.
Our brother from Maryland, he didn't hit us. He told. I guess we ain't lifted enough for the brother. Shout out to him. I can't remember his name. That was a good shout out to him. That was a good show. Go back and listen to the show last week. Brother from Maryland calling and want to give us some infinite wisdom. He was a what did he call himself?
100%er.
Imperialist. He was an imperialist. And I went and looked it up, and it was just basically about a person who believes in ownership of property, who believes like that's how you basically gain power by just like buying up everything that you can. Okay. Correct me if I'm wrong, brother. You out there. Nah, see, you misunderstood, brother. The connection of the construction wasn't meant for the function. And that's Dr. Ali Bouma Aye. See, you don't listen to that. Who's the descendant of Maba Baldi. I don't know none of them dudes, man. I don't read their books. They're pamphlets, handout pamphlets. I'm wrong. That's shady of me to do this.
1 fish, 2 fish, red fish, blue fish.
2000. Out of time. My bacon
smelling fine.
Don't be a motherfucking menace. Jesse Paris says, how does that help Pan-Africanism if not every other black person outside of America is not claiming black or identifying with black globally? Well, I think they need to recognize us.
I think that's the tactic to having them select white is so that, like, I got a friend who, well, I used to talk to this Nigerian girl back in the day, and she was saying how, like, basically her parents told her, like, when they came to America, they basically taught in those classes, whatever the fuck them immigration classes is, like, okay, stay away from black folks. They can get you in trouble, and if you get in trouble, you getting deported, and they staying here. They just going to jail. You getting deported. So like they was pretty much had that outlook before they even interacted with American black people that, hey, these people are lazy. They don't take advantage of the opportunities, and they will get you deported if
fuck
you
around and find out.
Right.
I want to talk about what he said. How does that help Pan-Africanism if not every other black person outside of America is not claiming black or identifying with black globally? Well, I think we got to make that happen. See, because we can't even agree on who we are. This is all Kevinism. This is all KBism. This is my own personal theory when it comes to race, right? I feel like, and that's why I say I'm black. A lot of black people say they won't even say they're black. They say I'm not black. When I say foundational black American, then I'm talking about someone who was directly affiliated with us being brought here, enslaved, split up, segregated, distorted, whatever. The disillusion of who we are. A lot of us just have no real connection that we can find. You got to find it. I know a lot of black people who say, I went and found my connection to the motherland. But it was a journey for them to do that. Most of us are here. There's a unique group of people created by what America did to those Africans. And the result of it is black people. So if you say, well, how does that help Pan-Africanism? I'm not so sure I give a damn about Pan-Africanism when Africa don't give a shit about me. When I can talk to Native Africans who tell me they rather not deal with me, tell me that we are watered down, we're not pure. And this doesn't come from a white man, or this comes from African people who told me we don't really fuck with y'all for all intents and purposes, and we don't want to fuck with y'all. So I say, then why should I give a fuck about where you come from? If it's fuck my hood, it's fuck your hood. That's how I feel.
They still so heavily mentally colonized though, man, that you gotta take that shit with a grain. So, like, I was looking into moving back to Ghana because Ghana got one of them programs where they give you land.
That's what they tell your ass.
So I was gung ho. I was looking back into moving moving to Ghana until I was reading other shit, and it was saying just in Ghana, like they basically
treat you like shit.
Yeah, because I'm not a Christian and I have dreads, they would consider me like a witch. So they still colonize mentally.
Okay.
A lot of Africa, like, is Like that apartheid shit, that was in our lifetime.
I done heard people who've been to Africa say they more colonized than we are.
Yeah.
A lot of them, they picking up consciousness from us.
Yes.
You know what I'm
yes.
saying? Like
a lot of
they learning off. A lot of them learning
they
off
didn't
us.
know.
But see, I met a lot of them, and I done met some of them who was like that, who didn't fuck with black people. But then I done met a lot of them like who I've been real cool with. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So like all of them, you know what I'm saying? We can't say all of them is like that, but there are some out there. Like I went to that one they do, that African Fest they do in Brown Deer. At Brown Deer Park or something like that. I went to that.
Yeah.
Every one of them got a white woman.
Damn. Okay. I
ain't knocking them. They can have what they want to have. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, I'm just saying that to say that.
Right.
You know what I mean? They more colonized than us even. They come over here figuring if they get a white woman, they good. They made it. And you know what I'm saying? So yeah, a lot of time they do be more fucked up than us.
Even like a lot of women in Africa are bleaching their skin. Like out of all the shit I've seen Black American women do, I mean, I have at least not seen them bleach their skin and shit yet. So
some of them,
right? I haven't seen they dissect their bodies and get all kind of sliced and diced curves, but I ain't seen them do the Michael Jackson shit, like Michael Jackson complexion yet. Except foundation. They'll wear some foundation that's 5 shades lighter than them, but I ain't seen them bleaching they shit yet.
I want to say this too. And this it might not be popular, but I'm not really into saying what's popular or what people think I should say. I'm telling the truth. Like this is like I've had conversations with them. I said that, and I've in college there were exchange students from Nigeria and Kenya. I've told the story several times. I had conversations with them because I wanted to kind of know what was, first of all, what y'all doing over here, whatever. The whole thing was basically that they didn't fuck with us. And the women's the young ladies who I met that were from there told me they didn't like how we treat women, so they don't mess with American black dudes. She told me that. She said, "You guys are not gentlemen. You guys are not chivalrous. The way all black men about is sex and all this, and so we don't deal with that." But so I'm looking and say, so you date the white man because he knows how to treat you, African. Ain't this an oxymoron? Ain't nothing like for an African to say ain't nothing like a white man. But now who know how to treat me better than a white man?
It is a lot of black men out here that don't know how to treat women.
There's a lot of white men out here who don't know how to treat women.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, man. So like, and you got to remember, this is what they was taught.
She said, "You guys."
Yeah, I know. I'm saying,
without even knowing us.
I'm just saying she was taught this.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So in her mind, like, then you turn on the TV, look at Love and Hip Hop. You know what I mean? You look at all the TV shows, that's the shit you see. So yeah, they really believe that.
And then go and watch some of them Nigerian movies and watch how those African men treat their women in the villages and whatnot over there. It's worse than it is over here.
Yeah, they be fucked up too.
Right.
But
so that's why I did this to any of them when they would say, "You don't even fucking know me."
That colonization shit. That's why that colonization shit is so fucked.
That's why I say I'm black. That's why I'm black and you're not. Right?
That's why, black.
Right. You stay Botswanan. I'm from Milwaukee. It's only black people in Milwaukee. Ain't no Milwaukee in Africa. People say you a white folks nigga. Call it what you want. I don't give a fuck. I don't even know you. Right. No, I'm kidding. I care what y'all think about me. I need love. Let me see. Jesse Perry said it's the same out here in Denver. He said, no offense taken. No. I hear people because people talk about Pan-Africanism, right? And I'm one of them dudes where when I see you and I know you from here, all right, here go to gasoline for the fire. Right. When I see you and I know you from here and I know you a foundational black American, but you walk around dressed like an African, I laugh at you. Because you probably got on some shit that was made in Taiwan, right? And you won't invest on helping to make sure we're better here. You trying to help somewhere you ain't never been, where they don't give a fuck about you. You the one that's lost. Now, let me say this. I know some people out there who really down with that shit. They'll be like, you don't know. I'm an original black man I went back to Ethiopia. Good luck with that, boss. Good luck. I'm from the north side. I'm from Capital. I'm black. That's how I say it. Now, that may be right, may be wrong.
A lot
Go
of
ahead,
that wax cloth is from like, I think Sweden or some shit like that. Okay. So that like the wax cloth fabric that be having a lot of African print on it. I seen a documentary about it. Like it goes from like Sweden to Africa and then sold in Africa type shit.
Some of that shit go from Sweden to the Milwaukee Mall, and the motherfucker buy that shit.
I still might catch me, son. Don't be surprised if you see me in some MC Hammer pants in the kufi.
I'm gonna die laughing. We still gonna be tight, but I'm going to laugh at you.
Man. Them big ass like MC Hammer pants.
We'll call you Real Baka. That's Real Baka.
You might see this too.
He said, Eagle Eye said, yeah, Kev, Africans look down on us black Americans. See, I like that term. I like identifying myself as a black American, especially for white people who say, go back to your country. I say, no, motherfucker, you first. You said you German. That means your ass from Germany. I'm from Wisconsin. That's in America, motherfucker. My grandparents came over here from Sweden. Mine didn't.
Right. Our family been here longer than yours. And you
go back where you came from. Fuck you talking about? You're not a real American. And that's why they have the patriotism. I'm a real American. No, you're not. You're not a real American. Right? You're not. You're an immigrant yourself. You just second or third generation.
After that shit was basically after America was established and shit, that's when y'all
here you come and shit. ain't picked not a nair crowd. I picked potatoes in Ireland. Okay, motherfucker. Go back where you came from. You don't like it. Ernest Walker said, Lil' Kim, she did look pilled. Whatever was bothering Lil' Kim, I wish it hadn't.
Bleached her shit. I can't even refute that if she
but she just did all kinds of shit, and she was a fine sister. I've never understood it to save my life. Like, why did you do that? But I understand a lot of us this identity crisis. See, that's what I'm saying. Not knowing who you are can have you fucked up. And I even respect the person who said, you know what, Kev, I'd rather as a black person try to identify with Africa to try and understand my identity than just be out here going for whatever. Right. Because in their mind, the American way is to do the surgeries and all that. But foundational black Americans, we don't do that. We don't believe in that. You have a whole set of traditions and things that and ways we operate that's us. And it's real shit that you don't go get your ass cut on and your nose clipped on. And that's not shit FBA people do.
Self-love is a superpower, man. And if you genuinely learn to authentically love yourself, it'll stop you from doing a whole lot of foolish shit.
Whole lot of shit. Straight up.
For the sake of being accepted by everybody but your motherfucking self.
Bottom line.
Shout out to my chat room. It's going crazy. Ewok says Stacy Dash. Stacy Dash. Come on, confused.
I think she mixed though, and her mama might be white.
I think she might be mixed up. Lost and turned out.
Somebody look up what her mama is real quick before we.
He wants to buy a new Seville. Y'all better go listen to the whispers, man. Lost and turned out, baby. Erica Hunt said they date the white man for money and probably a passport. You know, can you get me out of here? Yes, M'Baku. I will bring you back to Ohio with me. That's how we got Barack Obama. M'Baka on the back of the bus with a white girl from Kansas. So he said that's my whole point, Kev. Pan-Africanism is dead in 2023. Well, Pan-Africanism will only survive if Africans believe in it. What good do it do us to be hollering Pan-Africanism from America and we ain't got what we need over here? Right? And people say, well, about the motherland, but Africa is still dealing, like y'all made some great points about the colonization still being real. There's still a lot of nations that's still coming from under the thumb. Yeah, I'm from Africa, but I speak French. Really?
Shit, they about to speak Mandarin and shit in a few. They learning Shaolin Kung Fu in Africa now.
That's gonna be a movie I'm going to see. I'm going to see that.
Well, you know, we invented martial arts. Look up Nuba wrestlers of Komet and shit like that.
Okay.
It was all kind of Kung Fu.
The original WWF.
Yeah, Nuba wrestling. Yeah.
Okay. We call it wrestling. World Wrestling Federation. That's how black people say it. He said right to abode is not a dual citizenship, and they want you to have a big bag to qualify. I think he's talking about in order to move back.
I ain't trying to now. I ain't trying to be stoned for being a witch and shit just because I no longer believe in Christianity.
Oh wow, okay. Well, he's abandoned that. He's moved on.
Yeah, I seen they still lost in the head, man. Shit, I could deal with motherfuckers that's confused over here.
They worship white Europeans in Africa. Look, and I'm glad y'all didn't come apart because I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I've said that around some woke people. Come on, I ain't talking about you and your people. I don't, because you say, kid, why you gotta say woke? You will stop me like why you had to say woke. And I'm using this as just kind of like an adjective, okay? I've said that theory around some people who, and they, what the fuck is you talking about? We American. Do you know it? Do you know 7,000 years ago? And I just be sitting there looking at them until they done and be like, I still believe the same thing. I don't know about you. I mean, because they get mad at me for saying, especially if I say Africans don't even like us. But that's not the point, Kev. They all ain't bad. Somebody gonna say that pretty soon. Some of them like us.
I just did.
See, somebody gonna say
they trained, they conditioned and programmed like everybody else to view us.
But Kamar, you know, that's the 100% rule that we operate by on Outlaw Radio, which you can't say anything that's 100% true about a group of people. There's always some derivatives, right? It's the exception, not the norm. So maybe you got a couple Africans who say, I have nothing against you. But most of them gonna be like, fuck you, nigga. I don't know. They might not say that.
They love me.
He buys a lot of cloth from us, wax cloth.
Nah, they love the fact like they like when I was chopping it up with mine, she like, I don't meet too many Black American men like you who family oriented, got a job, like, but shit, her father had 2 full-time jobs.
I see, but that's that narrative that that's directly implanted in your head. How many times do we talk about on this show about the brothers who we deal with, who we really rock with in all of our inner circles? There are no deadbeat dads. There are no fuck boys who beating on they one. I don't have a homeboy who does that. And if I find out, I tell him, man, why the fuck you be hitting on that girl like that, dog? What the fuck is wrong with you?
But even to that,
your goddamn son, man. I tell him that.
What you saying? I hear more Black American women with arguments against Black men than I ever heard an African woman have to say to me.
You're right.
You ain't talked to enough African women.
They all love me. They love me, man.
I'm pretty sure that's the 100% rule, Rail. They don't all love you. Some of them don't love you, right? It works both ways.
Let me talk to them. Right?
I turn her out.
Yeah, let her talk to me.
Let me find up. You slide up on some boo boo boo. And she was like, oh, I love him. Yep, I just did that joke. I did it.
Yeah, man. Them, I don't know, Nigerian women just built so robust and stout. Like, even the skinny ones is strapped, man. Like, shit.
No comment.
Color of obsidian, too. Just beautiful. Just
no comment. No comment. I'm going to speak for Kamar, too. No comment. Tiarsha Arthur says some older African guys have said the same thing to me. They don't want to mess with us. American Blacks are lazy, and they definitely say it and feel that way. Look, just because you a white folks Negro don't mean that I'm lazy. I work smart, not hard. Nobody's worked harder to build this goddamn country than us. So for you to say we lazy, now hell, we just still resting after goddamn 700 years of straight up hard free labor. We still on vacay. It's PTO. He said we have an African fest out here in Denver, and it's similar to what Kamar described. Okay. Skin bleaching is big business, especially in Nigeria. Oh, okay. Learn something new every day. I heard it was big in Jamaica.
Yeah,
he said a lot of those nations were colonized by the European powers under neo-colonial. Yeah, when they divided the whole joint up.
Right.
He's talking about Nollywood, because my wife loves those Nigerian movies. See, she laughed at me because I watch Tubi movies. And I laugh at her because she watched the Nigerian movies.
I listen to Nigerian music. Like, I love their music. Dudes be dancing around with the blonde hair. Like, shit, even their music, the rappers got blonde hair and shit. Like,
I'm cool.
Black as the ace of spades, dancing around with blonde
Kanye
hair.
Shit. That's that Kanye shit. That's that Kanye shit, bro.
Man, it's that residue.
He said, sounds like foreign tether babble. You know you FBA when you start talking about tether Negroes.
That's that Tariq Nasheed.
Right. I'm gonna let y'all look that up when you start talking about tethered Negroes. I'm gonna let y'all look that up, man. You're gonna have a great time discovering that. Sometimes learning is fun, right?
Tariq be going in.
Yeah, man.
Probably a tether Negro.
Tether Negro. Tether, he's a tether Negro. I'm not paying attention to what you tether Negroes talk about in regards to that.
Hey, or he call a motherfucker moist.
Right. It was some dude he was just beefing with. It was two dudes. They was like European, like you're like England black or something, but they just got like demonetized and their whole YouTube shut down. I forget who he was beefing with. I'm gonna have to go back and look, but I guess he won.
Tether babble.
I guess he won.
She says self-love. This is Erica Hunt, by the way. She says self-love is also the biggest target you can put on yourself. Well, anytime as a foundational Black American, you start to tell other foundational Black Americans, say, man, it's cool to be us. We should be loving ourselves more. I just miss the days when Kamar used to always say, hey, man, we got to love on ourselves more. Got to love on ourselves more. He backed up off of it a little bit. He used to put that in there every show.
Hey, I still say it.
Right. Should love get you a target, whether it's
hey, I was just speaking on that a little while ago when I was saying, you know what I mean? Whatever you doing, you shouldn't feel like nobody better. You know what I mean? That's that ultimate self-love. Ain't nobody gonna give me no props. I'm gonna give me my props. Fuck everybody else. I don't care what they think.
No, I get that. But
like
come on, that's a little bit. Can't that become a little delusional? Because if you are the greatest, then you have nothing to aspire to. Then you can't look and say I'm continuously growing if you think already, no, I'm the coldest. How will you ever get better if you don't have an understanding that I still got work to do?
I'm setting the bar higher.
Okay. I don't know. You know, you don't gotta agree with what I say to be on Outlaw Radio. Y'all can still be on the next
show. I mean, your only competition should be who you was yesterday. You know, so you could always aspire to be better, because I aspire to be better.
But you was the best yesterday.
I'm gonna set the bar higher.
But you was the best yesterday, so
and I'm gonna set the bar higher.
Or yesterday. Now tomorrow's gonna include new growth and new goals.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, like I understand the power of believing in yourself. I was an athlete. But you absolutely cannot play no sport if you don't believe in yourself. You can't play.
I ain't saying believe in. I'm saying believe in yourself like nobody else gonna believe in you.
You won't be successful.
Or better yet, we was just saying giving yourself these props, because like nobody else gonna do.
But don't be delusional.
That's self-love. That's self-love. I'm gonna give myself these props. Ain't nobody else gonna do.
Ain't that how you slip in? Ain't that how you slip into?
So now, even at this point, I don't care if I never get no support.
So, but you can slip into narcissism in that fashion, can't you? Don't you got to be careful about, like, you can slip into this superiority complex. Like, I think
narcissism and arrogance are really facades for insecurity. So I think when you genuinely love yourself, you can't be narcissistic, because that love comes with an understanding that allows you to love and understand others. Now, insecure motherfuckers can be arrogant and prideful and egotistical because they have a secret shame and fear that they have to make up for.
Okay. Well, put me in my place then. It's all good.
I know it's all building. We building.
I get it. I get it when you try to tell me so shut the hell up. I get it. When you be like, shut your ass. I get it.
We loving on ourselves by giving ourselves props.
I hear what you say. I know what you mean.
That's all it is.
When you done talking, Kev, when you done talking, right? When you done popping all this shit, right? I get you. She said they said Lil' Kim started lighting in her face for Biggie because he married Faith Evans, even though he was dating her. Well, that was a dumb reason to lighten your skin for a motherfucker who don't want you.
A big cockeyed dude that don't want you.
I mean, I'm pretty sure there's plenty of celebrities who used to be like, dude.
Hey, y'all notice something like look at, I was watching some videos, actually. It was about Lil' Kim, some Lil' Kim videos on some channel. And I'm looking at her watching these videos, and I'm like, dog, all these new girls really just Lil' Kim on steroids.
Yeah, they copycat.
You know Like I was watching the one video. She got the different color hair wigs, the red with the red outfit, the blue with the blue outfit. She was doing this shit like back in the 90s,
See the
dog.
blueprint that they
no girls doing that shit.
You see the blueprint that they are tapping into and trying to
it
get
took
more
them 20,
extreme.
30 years. Took them 20, 30 years to catch up.
And Kamar, you're right. And when we talk about Lil' Kim, the whole sexually provocative thing, but I think initially that was meant as her just matching brother's energy because it was all men around her. Right. Like I don't think she was really just like, well, I'm a tramp, and I never. She was sex positive, but she wasn't a slut. She didn't come off as a slut, right? Like it wasn't about, she talked about, no, you got to have some money. I'm a different kind of chick or whatever, and it's all fake anyways. We know that, but yeah, Lil' Kim was definitely an innovator. She was also a very beautiful young lady, and like I've talked about how many times that one iconic picture of her has been done over and over by young female rappers. Every time one hits, they have to recreate that photo. That lets you know that it's just so sad that she can't. Well, maybe she can tell them, don't get lost in this shit, or you're gonna end up looking like me. I look like baby Michael Jackson. He said that part, Kev, the original illegal immigrants and FBA DOA's freedmen are not immigrants. Yeah, we're not. We're not immigrants, right? Yeah, go back to where you came from. You want me to move back to Mississippi? I'm sorry, I'm confused. Like I don't. He said she's clueless, and he said woke equals black. When I said that, I just do that because Kamara let me know in a minute. Kev, you will throw that woke shit in there to be cool, man. You ain't got why you had to say woke. Because it could become divisive sometimes. Jesse says in our community it means to be black.
People get the wrong idea.
No, I do. It means us. For us, it means the same thing.
Or better yet, you know what I mean? I feel like it grouped more people than it should be in that group that you're speaking of. You see what you know what I mean?
Because some of them
like I feel like when you say woke, you ain't talking. That ain't me. I don't want to be considered woke.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because usually it's social shit that people talking about when they talking about being woke.
Yeah, and the white people put this kind of nasty twist on it, which we don't subscribe to anyways. But I would agree with you that like, for some of the people, for some people, it is entirely the latest trend. It's the latest fad, or maybe they have a surface. Maybe they have a surface understanding of it, but they try to portray it like it's because in reality it should be an entire lifestyle. So you really can't say that you're that unless you eat, drink, read, and live a certain way. You can't say.
I wouldn't even say that. I wouldn't even say that. You know what I mean? But I would say just living it. Living, it's a lifestyle. It's a spiritual thing. It's deeper than just society. Knowing what's going on in your community. It's deeper.
Yeah, but I'm saying I don't.
But it's much
talking about healthy eating, and then I catch you with a pulled pork sandwich. To me, then you're not woke. A woke motherfucker stick to that discipline.
But people teach what they working on all the time too.
Okay.
Like it could, you know what I mean? It's something I could be, or I could be working on with myself, but then at the same time, I'm trying to help somebody else with the same thing.
Right. He said calculus, Kev, derivatives, stacked and scammy, real. States? I don't know what he's talking about. He said they got fed the propaganda in U.S. Customs. The Berlin conference. Yeah, we know that's what chopped up Africa. He said, shout out to our FBA's, DOA's freedmen, brother Tariq Nasheed. Yeah, shout out. I love the foundational black kind of perspective. I think that best fits me and where I'm at. Fresh and Fit is the podcast he said you're talking about, where they was arguing with Tariq.
Oh, okay, yeah, that shit. Well, Tariq won that shit.
Especially if your shit got cut off, right? Like, they trying to say Deion Sanders is what Rail just explained. I call bullshit. Primetime has always been primetime.
You heard what he said. What make you think I care about your opinion to me?
Right.
That's the realest shit. Like man,
that's that self-love again.
Yeah, that's that.
Like, but hold on.
I think so highly of myself. I don't give a fuck with nobody.
Right. That's cool. But let's consider the source, because Prime can say that in terms of football, he can say, I am the greatest football player ever. He has an argument. He has a body of work. He has a list of
He did good
achievements.
in baseball too.
Kanye do too.
That
But
too.
you know,
But
but you want to
he's
say
not one of the
Kanye
greatest
got a
baseball
body of
players
work
ever.
and achievements too.
But the fact that he went from one sport, like Bo Jackson type shit.
But hold on. My point is, a motherfucker who's a slapdick in the NFL who wasn't shit, who couldn't cover his ass with a fly swatter, can't come out and say, I'm one of the best football players ever. You might say that, but it's false.
But you know, Kanye got a body of work. He got a body of work too.
And he covers it in silver paint.
You know what I'm saying? Like he got awards, he got a body of work. I mean, it's probably bigger than Pops.
Yeah, because he caters to the gay people more.
I'm just saying,
more gay fans.
Hey, Kev, we ain't talking about all that.
I threw it in there.
I'm just saying, like I said earlier, he could be talking about the awards and the accolades and all that.
That ain't what he said,
Kamar. You know what I mean? Is why he feel like he better. I don't know why he said that. I didn't even hear the shit.
Because he a buster.
I'm just saying. All I'm saying is I feel like we all should think we the best.
Everybody except Kanye. I'm gonna win this argument, damn it. Even if I gotta cheat.
You can have it. Hey, you can have it.
As long as you say I can have it. Thank you for letting me have it.
Me no money, shit.
You've done wonders for my ego tonight, Kamar. Said, yep, Lil Kim started that ratchetness in hip hop. I don't think you could say Lil Kim started ratchetness in hip hop when Luke got a whole album talking about, hey, we want some pussy. I don't blame Lil Kim for rap was already ratchet.
Shit, 357. Remember 357 with MC Hammer and shit?
But they weren't profane, they just danced.
Old girl that was rapping with Too Short was rapping way worse than Lil Kim.
Yeah. And Tyson Barbie in the danger zone on Don't Fight the Feeling.
They call you yuck mouth. You refuse to.
If I wanted something small, I would masturbate. I said, damn, Short. Short put it right on his album. Like, I ain't tripping. He made a song called I Ain't Tripping.
No bad dialogue.
Yeah, man. He said, woke is the new thug and super predator. Right. In your Biden voice. Listen, time flies when you talking shit and swallowing spit. It's 9:52. So we've come to the end of our ride. So I first of all, I'd like to thank everybody who's rock with us. And please believe that if you disagree with anything anyone said on the show, you are more than entitled to your opinion. This is a time when people have the ability to really put their voices and their opinions and their perspectives down on and make it digital and make content. And it's a beautiful time. And I respect any and everybody who has a platform. But I want to make sure that to remind you, if you would ask me what will contribute to the longevity of having a platform, I would tell you being true to yourself is the number one thing. Because if you're not, you will eventually run out of content. If not, you will run out of perspectives. If you're not able to go within yourself and say, how can I articulate in a way that people can connect with? That is the art of what we do with these microphones. So if you don't have the ability to do that, then you'll have 30 minutes of you talking to somebody, talking at somebody, but not talking to someone. There's a difference, and there's a method to it. So shout out to everybody who's getting it popping and getting started. I see people jumping out the window all the time. Yeah, I got my podcast coming. Yeah, I'm gonna do this. People call me, they inbox, Kev, I'm about to do it. I say, if this is something that you want to do your research on it. Be a student of it. Like look and build. I know you might think you got the greatest shit because this Kamar said love on yourself. But look at how other people do it and take the good parts of it and say, I like that part. I don't like that part. I do that different. But be able to look at people and say, you know what? I feel like I'm good at what I do, but I'm always aspiring to be better. And we all saying the same thing. We just saying it in a different way. Kamar, what you got going on this week? Because this is Monday. Since Dion complained we didn't do it last Monday, and we'll be back Wednesday. But we got popping till then.
Well, I'm gonna be at the House of Vitality all week. Saturday morning, I'll be at the Fondy Market. But
I gotta hook up with you to get the watermelon.
Will be open while I'm at the Fondy Market, so you can hit either one of us up.
I gotta hit you up because I gotta give me some watermelon. Because I want it cold. I want to give me something and put it in my refrigerator.
Yeah.
When I cut a watermelon and my wife would look at me crazy, when I cut one and the juice be left, I drink it like out the plate, and she'd be like, "Ew."
Man, that juice is the shit.
Yeah, the juices they said, and when I read about the health benefits, I said that's what I need in my life.
Yeah, got that H3O2 in it.
Yeah, that's what they said. Well, what you got coming up? What you got coming up?
You know what I mean? My bad. I was just finna say right now, you know, till supplies last, I'm guessing we'll be good all week. So it's 4 for 20.
Let me catch them 4 for 20.
That's 64 ounces. $20.
Yeah, I'm coming for mine. I'm coming for it. And I want to actually, my son has problems in his football games with cramping up, and I'm wondering would that help him if I got some of it for him?
Yeah, it has magnesium.
Yeah, so I'm gonna get him some. So I'm gonna fuck with you. I'm gonna fuck with you for sure. Ewok said, who the fuck is Sexy Red and where did they find her ugly ass? We're gonna get on that. We're gonna get that on. We've talked about her on the show before. Shout out to Ewok. He said, I can't stand the cowgirls. Sanders done changed things. We talked about Dion last week. I want I was gonna talk about Dion tonight, but we'll talk about him Wednesday because I like to get to hear all the talking heads get their shit off. So we'll talk about Dion Wednesday. I'm just cruising. I'm just working, just trying to figure things out. Working on a lot of different things for the show. So y'all just be patient with me. I think the connections that you make are very important, and sometimes it takes time to get connected with the right people, man. And I learned that even with just having like my panel and my co-host. In the last 9 years since I started doing this show, there's been almost 12 to 13, maybe even 14 different people who have sat in with me and done this show. And we're here to, at one point, at least consider being part of the show. And it doesn't fit for everybody. It don't match for everybody. It doesn't work for everybody. And like I said, to do this is like it has to have, you have to have purpose behind it. I used to always say, it's a labor of love, but it's damn sure a labor, right? And so I look at people and I'm wondering sometimes because I know it's a vanity thing and I know it's a real trendy thing to say I'm gonna do a podcast and I'm about to start creating content. And so shout out to you if you do it, but I want you to like do it for the love, man, and find the love in it, right? Love on yourself. That's what they say, right? And it ain't nothing wrong with people expressing themselves, right? I just respect my shit. I say my shit. I went to school for this shit. I never wanted to do anything else since I was 8 years old, except for sit on the radio or sit on the microphone and talk shit. And so my passion is, they say it's in me, not on me. And that's very true. So y'all be good, man. Y'all be careful. Continue to ask questions. Don't go for the okie doke. Figure out who you are. Figure out where you want to go. Start to learn what you like and not be programmed by things. How much of what other people say do you really take into account when you make your decisions? Have you gotten to the point where you got that kind of love where you say, I love myself so much that I will never, ever question my ability to do anything? A lot of us are still working to get to that level. And that's a good place to be. But I would also caution you, please don't become delusional. Please don't lose your goddamn mind like Kanye West. Please don't. Please don't become that kind of compromised individual who's a nutcase, who will say any and everything, no matter who he disrespects. He's disrespected everybody from slaves in the ground and ancestors to Tupac Shakur. What kind of nigga is that? Anyways, man, we're waiting on the updates for what happens with this judiciary hearing about the county jail. Looking forward to Sean Moore coming home. It's a lot to look forward to, man. I want y'all to be happy, man. Don't be sad. Sometimes we focus too much on the negative shit. Sometimes you just got to figure out a way to smile. And you have to do that for yourself, right? It's called self-love. Understand the word self in there, all right? And when you do run across somebody who doesn't have the same kind of push and the same kind of initiatives for themselves, and at that point you realize that they criticize the community more than they contribute to it. And ultimately you figure out that they just a coon, right? So I will see y'all Wednesday, man. Peace and love.